it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Better than I deserve. Heard that one before?
I have. I like that one.
Yeah, man, I know you do. How you doing?
Man, I am happier than a puppy with two Peters because as you're listening to this, I am on spring break. How about that?
That's tremendous. I wish, even when the kids were younger, they're all, of course, grown and out of the house, but even when the kids were in high school or school age, we never really took a spring break. We never really went anywhere as a family. We always just kind of stayed home. That's how boring we were.
Wow, that sucks.
But I know a lot of families do leave for spring break and go, and spring break comes at various times for various different school systems. I get that, but we never did do that stuff. So there we are.
Well, I got a weird deal this year, Tony, because I got two spring breaks. My kids are in different school systems. They're both seniors this year.
Oh, good.
This is our last spring break year, but I get one this month and I get one next month. And I'm pretty fired up about it, man, because, I got to make both the girls feel special. So, hey, I guess I got to go twice. Sucks to be me.
Well, you're a great host and a great person when it comes to making people feel special. So they'll have a good time.
I'm pretty fired up about today because we're not just talking about spring break. We're actually going to be watching spring break. It's spring break 1998. It's a Nitro from season 4, episode 11 on Peacock. So pull it up. March 16th, said another way, 3/16, 1998, season 4, episode 11. This is going to be a lot of fun. And Tony, the thing I'm looking forward to the most down at the beach, do you want to guess?
No, I don't want to guess, but go ahead.
Sleep.
You're gonna sit in the sun and bake like an old son bitch.
Well, I'm going to do that when I wake up, but I'm telling you this, I'm going to bed early and I'm sleeping late thanks to chilly sleep. You see, science tells us the best way to achieve and maintain consistent deep sleep is by lowering our core body temperature. And Tony, I've known that for a while. You've spent the night at my house before and you even commented on how damn cold I kept it. Well, I knew I slept better at night. But now I've realized I don't need my dining room to be cold. I don't need my closets to be cold. I need my bed to be cold. It turns out I was right. You see, temperature controlled sleep restores your testosterone levels. It's going to repair your muscles after a hard day's work. It's going to improve your cognitive function. So you always start your day feeling sharp and alert. Now, Chili Sleep makes customizable climate controlled sleep solutions that help you improve your entire well-being. And Tony, this is proven out for me. I feel better than ever right now. I know I'm more productive than ever, and it's all because of Chili Sleep. Chili Sleep makes the Uller and the Cube sleep system. These are hydropower, temperature-controlled mattress toppers that fit over your existing mattress to give you the ideal sleep temperature. So Megan likes her bed a little warmer. I like mine a little cooler, but we sleep in the same bed. Not a problem with Chili Sleep. You see, these luxury mattress pads keep your bed at the perfect temperature, whether you sleep hot or cold. These sleep systems are to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and give you the confidence and energy to power through your day. Got a question for you, Tony. Can I do a commercial without you being a jackass? Here's another one. Imagine waking up and not feeling tired. Can you do it? Well, Chili Sleep can make it happen for you. They did for me. And for an extra layer of comfort, they've also got the Chili Blanket, which is the ultimate weighted blanket that can also be repaired with a control unit for the ultimate sweat-free sleep. So head over to chilisleep.com/WHW to learn more and check out a special offer. And Tony, a little birdie told me it's their best offer yet. They're offering 30% off. That's right. 30% off.
How about that?
Best offer ever. It's available exclusively for What Happened When listeners and only for a limited time. One more time. That's Chili, CHILI, sleep.com/WHW to take advantage of our exclusive discount and wake up refreshed every day. And Tony, I believe in this so much. I've got one. You've got one. Bruce has one. Eric has one. But I've made my parents get one. I got Cassio Kid one. Dave Silva's getting one. Scott, our hotel guy, he's got one. Our gimmick attorney, Mike Dawkins, he has one.
Right.
Everybody I know talks about Chili Sleep and how much of a home run it's been for their life. I'm more productive. Prior to Chili Sleep, I didn't dream at all. Now I've got bright, vivid, colorful dreams. Prior to Chili Sleep, I'd have that late afternoon, the old 2:00 crash. Not anymore. I power through the day It's all thanks to Chili Sleep. Tony, just last night I slept 9 hours. Can you imagine how long I'm going to sleep on vacation? I might sleep for a damn day.
You need to go out to the bar too, man.
The bar?
Yeah.
No, I need to go to chilisleep.com.
No, I know what I'm saying is when you wake up, you need to go out to the bar and drink.
Oh, well, I'm not going to go to the bar and drink. I'm going to take my own booze to the beach, you see.
Gotcha. Good plan.
Yeah, because I don't want to play bumper cars like Lois coming home from Walgreens.
No, she doesn't do that.
She doesn't play bumper cars, or she doesn't go to Walgreens?
She doesn't play bumper cars. She doesn't go to Walgreens. She doesn't like any of those places like that. Lois, right now as we talk, is out at a physical therapist. And I thought maybe I would have to drive her, but no, she's doing it herself, which is great. Ding. So, so much for her.
I didn't think she did that. What last time me and you talked, you said, I said, hey man, what's Lois doing? You said, same as always. And I said, what is that? And you said, chew tobacco, spit. That's what you said.
I didn't say that, but that's funny. But I can tell you this about Lois. Her life is changing.
Is changing before or after she saw the video on Facebook of you calling her Ed Asner?
No, I don't know what you're talking about that, but I can tell you this, that her life is changing. She has lost a lot of weight.
Really?
Yes, she has. 40 plus pounds she's lost.
Holy cow. Congratulations. That's a big deal.
She's looking great. She's feeling great. She's getting a lot of sleep thanks to Chili Sleep that you just mentioned. But she's looking great. She's feeling great. And I think she may get some surgery on her knee and her back. I hope she does, because, once this pandemic gets finally over, and I really didn't think it would ever end, and maybe it won't, but I'm pretty optimistic that it will now. Once it ends, maybe that she can start traveling with me a little bit, because she hasn't traveled with me at all.
Man, that would be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's what I know. I mean, just knowing you the way I do, that you are just a West Virginia hillbilly.
It's a Virginia hillbilly. Don't put West on that, because you are also from Southern Tennessee, but go ahead.
I want to put some respect on your name, but I want to put some blue chew on your dick this time.
Watch out.
What? Let's get off the couch. Let's get back in the bedroom. Blue Chew can help, Tony. Well, and listen, Tony, I need you to know this. And anybody who can wear your hair on TV every week knows that confidence can take you far in life. And when you feel confident, you're at your best, especially when it comes time to step up to the plate. And I know that you might feel a little rusty with you and Lois, but that's where Blue Chew comes in, bud. You see, Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form. Now, it's a fraction of the cost, but chewable form, just like those parking lot panties that old Klondike Bill found that one time. You can take these dudes anytime, day or night, just like a phone call from Vince McMahon. So you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Now, the process is simple. You sign up at bluechew.com. You consult with one of their licensed medical providers. And once you're approved, you receive your prescription within days. Now, here's the best part, Tony, especially for a shut-in like you. It's all done online. So that means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations about your wiener, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, prepared and shipped directly to your door in a discreet package. Privacy is key here, Tony, especially when it comes to your wiener. Now, women say there's nothing sexier than confidence, and Blue Chew can help give you the confidence where it counts. And Tony, I'm talking about your wiener, man. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code WHW, like what happened when Tony mounted Lois at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. The promo code is WHW to receive your first month for free. One more time, visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast and Tony's button on a fur coat.
Somewhere around here.
So if Lois starts making towns with you again,
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, let's just say she does.
Okay.
You're going to have Rebel stand in the corner and cheer you on like she does Britt Baker?
Yeah.
Go, Tony, go. I can just see her hitting the side of the bed. Go, Tony, go. Let's go, Tony.
Oh, no. See, now, boy, you are really reaching for some shit here.
What?
You are.
What?
cheer on the side of the bed like she does the Brit.
Come
What's
on.
wrong? What is wrong with you?
Well, what would be fun would
happened to
be
What happened to you 30 years ago? Did Larry drop you onto your head,
yep.
son?
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
You a
I don't
weird
want to grow
fucker. You a
up.
weird fucker.
I'm a Toys
dude.
R Us kid. My mama dropped me on the head, and this is what it did. So, hey, are you telling me you wouldn't love to have? Just hear me out now.
Yeah, no, I'm not hearing you out. Go ahead, you're talking, but I ain't hearing.
Rebel could be your manager.
See, I ain't
Rebel
hearing.
could give you some pointers.
Ooh.
See, Rebel, she's got it down pat.
Yeah,
she could give you some pointers. She could start calling spots from outside. She could give you some advice. She could throw in the towel when it was time, when she thought Lois had had enough. Or maybe we could even, if you want to really ramp it up, we could give her some leather, let her be a lumberjack.
Okay.
So let's say you bang Lois off the bed and Lois comes down, whack, whack, and then she goes back in. It could work.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. But that being said, I wouldn't bring my wife on the road with me.
Why not?
To have sex. You see, when you get older.
No, buddy. If my wife, let me just tell you now, my wife knows if we're sleeping overnight somewhere, she's going to put me over. That's the way that works.
Well, see, I was going to say that at my age, it's about companionship. It's not necessarily about sex.
That's
and I get
lame.
that.
That's lame.
Well, you're going to get old one day.
No, man, listen, I've been working on the railroad all the live long day. That's what you're doing up there in West Virginia.
It's Virginia, you Southern Tennessee schmuck.
Listen, you asked what happened to me 30 years ago. Let me tell you what happened to me 30 years ago. I was plopped down in front of the TV, eating a bowl of cereal, looking at some old wrestling. And that's what we're going to do today. Yeah, we're going to be watching March 16th, 1998. But back then, I was eating cereal that you really probably shouldn't be eating. You know, it's filled with sugar and junk like that. Not anymore. Not in 2022. Now we're rocking the Magic Spoon. This is Arn Anderson's favorite, by the way. It's got 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. We're talking Magic Spoon. We're talking only 140 calories a serving. We're talking keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb. And Tony, we want you to build your own box. Available flavors. Are you ready for this? Build your own custom bundle. Cocoa, fruity, roasted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream. And the Arn Anderson favorite, I'll take maple waffle. Something for everybody. Maybe you're like a fat genius like Dave Silva and you want to combine both your cocoa and your peanut butter, but you don't want to eat bad. Well, this is only 140 calories a serving, Daddy. And what do you got now? Peanut butter cup. Go to magicspoon.com/WHW to grab a custom bundle of cereal. And be sure to use our promo code WHW at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee.
Oh, man.
So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/WHW. And be sure to use the code WHW to save $5 off. And we thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring today's episode and a delicious breakfast. Tony, are you ready to watch some fucking Nitro, man?
Well, I'm not so sure I'm ready to revisit Club La Vela. My favorite spring break was South Padre Island.
Yeah, well, figures because y'all were circling the drain.
And then, of course, back in Club La Vela, we went right through the drain. Which, by the way, it was at Club La Vela where I said my very famous, I don't know it was very famous, but I know a couple of fans picked up on it. when Lord Steven Regal ripped on us. And I said, I did a lot of things in my career, and one of them was putting your ass over every night. It's one of the lines that I remember that I said that night. But anyway, that's not this show. That's a show in the future. And I'm sure we will cover that as we move along here.
Let me ask you, if you got your Ben Gay and hemorrhoid cream, would that get your ass excited? Because you're about as fucking low energy as I recall you. Nothing happening, motherfucker. You.
What are you talking about, low energy, man? I've had 2 monsters. Lois is out of the house. Got my best friend Bug here.
You got
I got a couple of candles burning here. I got my favorite scents. I got 2 candles burning up here to the right. I'm in the Captain America chair. I'm in the Batman room. I got lights here. I got an iMac here. I've got this AEW garb on. I don't even have pants on. I got pajamas on. And look here. If you're looking on video, I got Uggs slippers on. Okay. How much excitement? And I guess what else I got? I got a brand new safe. A safe. I bought a safe. Okay.
What did you put in your safe?
What I put in my safe?
What's in your safe?
I wouldn't say because the IRS may say something about it, but I would, I got things in my safe, like important documents and things like that. So, and I got these things here. Look at this. Look what I got. If you're looking on video, audio implements. Okay. So that next time I have an IFB in my ear, it will actually fit and not fall out for a freaking change. All right. Look at this. Look at this. I got all these things that I got to sign, all these cards and things I got to sign because thank God most people have listened and sent it to my mailbox and not my home. And I'm still thinking about the next time you send something to my house, not responding. But I'm not like that. I'm a good guy. I like to think.
You know how I know you're a good guy? You're
How's
home
that?
alone and you lit some candles. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I like candles. You know what my favorite candle is? My favorite essence is, my favorite aroma is of candles.
Did you just say my favorite essence?
Essence, yes. Mm-hmm.
This is our last podcast.
It's not.
Ollie
Okay.
Bromwell will be back next week.
Okay. Oh, geez. It is Merry Cookie, Merry Cookie. You get it at Bath and Body Works.
Oh.
And it smells like you're baking cookies in your house.
When was the last time you stood to take a piss? Do you remember? When was the last time you used your hands to eat a piece of meat?
Do you mean like the butcher coming down and eating a pork chop the other night?
Just anything. I just feel like right now you're the type of motherfucker that would use a knife and fork on a Snickers bar.
Okay, let me also tell you what I do, just so you could give you some ammunition to rip on me.
It's not how you say that word, but go ahead.
Okay, ammunition?
Go ahead.
Ammunition.
Well, third time's the charm. You got it.
Fodder.
Yeah, I'm a big fodder.
Okay.
Big fan of fodder.
You sure? You a big mother fodder. So I moisturize my face mostly twice a day, sometimes once a day, but I make sure I moisturize it with sunblock.
Just,
okay?
Next time
I get my nails done, but I don't just get my nails done. I get gel on it to keep my nails strong. Okay. I also moisturize my lips every night with a white petroleum jelly. I moisturize my hands and the tattoos I have on my arms. I got some laser treatment done to my arms to get the age spots off. I moisturize my feet. Now, every night, what I do, I take like cocoa butter or shea butter or something, some moisturizer, and I just lather on my feet, and then I put athletic socks on, so that night my feet will wake up. When I wake up, my feet will be very, very nice. So that's all that I do.
But let me just tell you, Tony, you done changed. When me and you met, you took one bath a week. Now you got a moisturization routine.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get out of the makeup chair and get us a countdown, and let's start the fucking show.
I also brush my teeth twice a day and floss at night and use a water pick during the day.
How often do you clean your butt out?
considerable amount of time.
Okay.
And the crotch, you know. Do you want to, before we go any further?
I'm really just, I'd like to watch the show.
Would you like to talk about Goliath life before we go any further?
Go ahead. You do it, Tony.
No, I want you to do it.
All right. Hey, we're all going to die. Get yourself some fucking insurance. Go to goliathlife.com. They'll get you a bunch of quotes, make it super fast, make it super easy. Or say, fuck your family, die, and leave them a bunch of bills. Let's see how that works out. That's it. I mean, listen, if you don't have life insurance, you're a selfish asshole motherfucker. You don't care about your wife or your kids. You're just going to let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Unless you're just independently wealthy and you're leaving a bunch of cash. Otherwise, you're leaving a bunch of stress. Don't do that. Go to goliathlife.com. They make it fast and easy. And they even hook my fat ass up. You can do it too. Goliathlife.com.
All right. Goliathlife.com streamlines the life insurance process by allowing even miserable fucks like Conrad to get quotes for more than 20 carriers within minutes. And you'll pick your terms and payments to fit your budget. And as we know, Conrad's budget is no budget. He just spends money like there's no tomorrow, like he was his father-in-law. Something. You pick your price, you start online application immediately, and even schedule the medical exam to come to you. And I want to see a lady come with a hypodermic needle to stick in Conrad's arm to say, hey, lose weight. I've done it. They've sent someone to right here to the home, to the Bat Cave. Funny story about what happened when they sent somebody to the Bat Cave. You ready?
I'm ready.
Lady comes in. I'm here sitting in this chair. I wheel it around, and she's actually taking my blood pressure and everything. And Lois sticks her head in, and I said, I'm busy. And I said, that's my mom. And the lady looked up, and Lois said, you shouldn't say that. And Lois walked away, and the lady looked at me. She says, I'm sorry to upset your mom. She really thought she was my mom. I thought that was hilarious. So anyway, so that's what I think. So Goliathlife.com is life insurance in your hands on your time. And as you know, Conrad does not have much time because he has now 5,000 different podcasts with people in wrestling. Get multiple quotes quick right now from the comfort of your own home like Conrad can, or if you're on the beach like Conrad, or getting drunk like Conrad, you can still get those quotes. Few easy clicks right now, Goliathlife.com.
Hey, did you know? Because I did not know.
Oh boy,
that you're an asshole. Because I'll have you know.
No, I'm not, because I'm a real good guy, but for some reason, you bring out the assholey in me. For some reason, I'm a good guy.
I'll have you know, I have lost weight, you motherfucker. You.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go. Throw a deck chair off the Queen Mary.
Well, I don't know what the Queen Mary is. Is that your nickname for Lois's nether region?
Wow.
What? I just figure at this point, after all those kids walked out of that motherfucker like Stargate, it maybe was like cruise ship ready. Is that what you do? Say, I'm approaching starboard.
No,
I mean,
nope. I will not do that. I will not go there. But you can, because again, you drag me down the hole with you.
You called your wife Ed Asner.
I have no recollection of that.
Well, I mean, I have it on video.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Can we watch the fucking show?
I've asked video for half okay. All right. You ready?
I don't know. Emma? Yeah, Emma. Here we go.
Okay. Cue up Steph Chesney.
All righty then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 10, 10, 10.
You know it's all about your money. Holy shit, I ain't baby. You know it's all about your money.
Look, let me tell you something, you little skinny motherfucker. I will beat your ass, plus I will beat your ass in video games. I know that you're free to life. How's it gonna feel to go back to Connecticut and tell the fuckers that an old 63-year-old man beat your ass?
WCW Monday Nitro Spring Breakout 1998, sponsored by Burst Gum from Panama City, Florida. Fight the burst with Burst Gum.
How about a little plug for the gum? I like that.
Yeah, how about that? A little sponsorship. This opening was shot in Disney. on Disney's set, the downtown Disney they have at the MGM studios, which now the Hollywood studios. I don't think they have this anymore. I think thanks to all the Star Wars stuff, they've removed all this.
Good.
Yeah. You ready for Club La Vela?
And you are looking live at the Emerald Coast of Florida as we come to you live
From the largest nightclub in the United
States. Club La Vela. It's spring breakout 1998. And for the next 3 hours, Panama City Beach, Florida will light up with the stars of World Championship Wrestling as we bring you America's #1 program. Welcome to WCW Monday Nitro.
It is our second year for spring breakout, and as you can see, moving jammed 10 deep
all around the ring. College students from all over this country,
from Canada have come
Club La Vela
to Panama City Beach.
to begin spring break 1998. With that in mind,
We bring you spring breakout, and what a telecast we plan to have for you tonight, everyone. Tony Schiavone, Iron Mike Tenay, the living legend Larry Zbyszko. Last night, Uncensored aired from Mobile, Alabama, about 3 hours west of here. And just when we thought the NWO was falling apart at the seams, what happens last night in the cage? We're going to show you exactly what happened last night in the cage, Mike Tenay, as we take a look at some of the footage that went down last night from Uncensored. Here's what happened. Hollywood Hogan and the Macho Man, it was a brutal matchup.
Uncensored is an event known for its unpredictability. Last night certainly did not disappoint. The cage match between Hollywood Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage. And Tony, just when we think that we have all the NWO answers, the New World Order certainly changes the question. There you see interference from that newest addition to the NWO. Sting in to make the save for the Macho Man Randy Savage.
And then Sting was standing side by side with the Macho Man Randy Savage. He gets leveled by the Macho Man Larry Zbyszko.
You know, I hate to say this, but I told you so. You cannot trust anybody. Again, what a perfect example of the mental instability of Savage.
Savage telling Hollywood Hogan, NWO for life. And Sting, over the past few weeks, past month and a half, we have seen Sting come to the aid of the Macho Man Randy Savage. In the cage last night, he came down, as you saw, once again. And then we saw what happened to the World Heavyweight Champion. It capped off a wild night in Uncensored.
Certainly did, and just at the point that we thought that Sting and the Macho Man Randy Savage had formed a bond, now it certainly looks otherwise.
And just when you think you have the NWO at bay, just when you think they are falling apart at the seams, the NWO comes together again now, apparently stronger than ever, Larry.
Stronger than ever, but still, Randy Macho Man Savage. Now, what's going through his mind? Is he going to be good for the New World Order?
That is the question we'll have to answer as we hear Hollywood Hogan's music crank up and as you look live here at Panama City Beach, Florida. Let me also say that last night Sting held on to the WCW World Heavyweight titles. Diamond Dallas Page retained the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. Chris Jericho is still the Cruiserweight champ, and Booker T is still the television champion. And that all occurred last night, and of course...
So there you go. There's your recap. Tells you where we are here in 1998. And here comes the NWO with the big bad booty daddy, Ravishing Rick Rude, the former Mr. Perfect. Of course, we got Conan, we got Buff Bagwell, we got Kevin Nash in his spring break attire. And yes, this is the Cannonball episode.
Yeah.
But we couldn't do it.
Scott Norton's there.
The biggest star of them all, Hulk Hogan, who, by the way, as we're recording this, because we're trying to get ahead, TMZ just had breaking news about Hulk Hogan. Have you heard the news?
I have not.
It's breaking. So
Okay.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah, of course I am.
I never thought I'd be able to say this here on the show, especially when he's coming to the ring like this. This is a sad day for professional wrestling. Unbelievable that this has happened. But Hulk Hogan says he's never going to wrestle again. I'm done wrestling. 23 surgeries in 10 years.
TMZ made that a headline?
Buddy, and my favorite is it says breaking news. I'm like, are you fucking serious? We could have told you that a long time ago.
Wow. I think we can safely say that TMZ has jumped the shark with that one.
It's a slow news day. Cinnaburst. Where you at on Cinnaburst?
I think it's cinnamon, it's spicy, and it's burstly.
Oh, well, that was pretty weak. Do you prefer Cinnaburst or Big Red?
I like Big Red a lot.
Oh, let's take a listen here.
Oh, Dusty.
The gang's all here. And just when everybody thought the NWO was going to fall apart, that there would be a split in the NWO. Imagine that. Hollywood, as usual, saved the day for all of us. Family, family, family. As you can see, I've got my whole family with me. And you know, it's nice to have the real giants in the family. Kevin Nash is undisputed, the big man, the real giant in professional wrestling. And oh yeah, the NWO, our boss, Mr. Bischoff in Hollywood, we've been behind him all the way, especially myself. If it was an arm wrestling match, he could have flashed a giant. But the giant stooped to the lowest measures of cheating, of taking shortcuts. And yes, brothers, Kevin Nash, the better man, beat the giant right in the center of the ring, and I stood behind him all the way.
These are good years here for WCW. This is right before Stone Cold Steve Austin wins the world title. The Austin era begins. But in this era, you guys are up against some pretty stiff competition, because on the other channel, Mike Tyson's running around. But 13 days after this, Stone Cold's era begins. The very next month, they beat you guys for the first time in a long time, and the 83 weeks come to an end. Did you feel like you were on the downhill slope here?
Yeah, I told you this before. I thought we were on the downhill slope after Starrcade 97. That's when I thought it began. And by the way, you can find more about that at Butts and Seats, the Tony Schiavone story, available on Amazon. But I did, and I knew it. And not only that, look, you know, I really don't, you know this about me. I think you know this about me. I don't know that. I really don't like listening or watching myself.
Right.
I don't. We will do something in the backstage area like a pre-tape. And Jess or Sanjay, our backstage producers, will say, let's take a look at it now. And I won't watch it. I'll hand him the mic. I said, just tell me if I got to do it again. And I'll walk away, and all the guys or girls are around it watching. So that being said, I really, really did not like my open at all. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was just me talking way too much.
You're hard on yourself.
I should have said Mike. I should have let Mike and Zbyszko talk more. I don't know. And also, I was a fat ass there, as you can tell. But no wonder fans hated me. I was just freaking obnoxious. And speaking of that, is like Dusty Rhodes doesn't belong there, does he?
No, he turned heel and sold out in 1998, but it didn't work. I mean, I didn't like him as a heel ever. But yeah, how about Kevin Nash? Do you think he's doing? I think I heard one of the boys refer to it, and boy, this is not the phrase you use anymore. But it was a rap pivot, because it feels like they've keyed in on something, and I wonder if they're talking trash to somebody, or because they're definitely not playing to the camera and working.
Right.
They're having a fun time.
Well, they're checking out the women too. I can tell you that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just assumed that was the deal, but it's like, hey, buddy, you're on TV. Your wives might be watching. It might not be the best thing.
They don't.
Well, it's in character too.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if some of the guys ever pulled that stunt.
What's that?
Like, hypothetically, you think? I'm not saying that it ever happened. I don't believe it did. But let's say Kevin Nash were to step out. I don't think he would, but let's just say he did. Or pretend. You think he would be sure to state in a loud and clear voice? And she was like, hey, Kevin, you'd be like, you're talking to Diesel. Kevin was never here. feel like that would be a Tony Schiavone move. Try to fade the heat to your fictional character.
Oh, I don't have a fictional character.
No, I know, but all right, I'll let you do the driving here.
I don't know. You kind of lost me at that, and you usually don't.
All right, so Hulk Hogan was once on the stand,
yes,
and he said Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis on the radio.
Okay.
He did an appearance on Bubba the Love Sponge, and he talks about his 10-inch penis. And then he said Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis. Terry Bollea does not.
Oh, okay.
It's a working penis, you see.
Here at Club La Vela, we'll let you know we talked about Uncensored and the encore presentation as you see the Nitro girls getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. The
I got it.
encore presentation available.
Oh, working penis.
Viewers' choice, the Dish Network, and direct.
Well, I'm just saying, I wonder if one of the guys were like, no, Kevin Nash was not here tonight. That was Diesel.
Okay.
Check me out on Monday Night Raw. I can totally see that. I can totally see Scorpio Sky hitting a chick with that. No. That's not my name. I'm Scorpio Sky, sugar. That's what you'll know me as.
Well, that certainly appears to be the case.
There was one of these Nitro girls. I believe it was the one between Kimberly and Rebecca there. The blonde in the right. That Larry Zbyszko just loved.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but he called her the little goddess. That little goddess. He will always put her over. Just really.
How about the Nitro Party commercial? You know Casio Kid did a Nitro Party video? I wish we could find that.
Wow.
Well, that'd be fun.
That would be tremendous. He's got to have it somewhere. Well, I don't know about you, but we have either donated or thrown away all our VHSs.
You know what we should do? We should invite Casio Kid to do a run-in.
Yeah, why not?
Oh my gosh, look who it is.
Down through the Emerald Coast from South Alabama, we noticed that it was literally jammed with college students everywhere. And it's would someone take a good look at Lodi?
Signs, doesn't it? Now who's he giving free plugs to? Monday Night Nitro.
He's giving free plugs to the Goofs.
RF.
He's one.
Big Lodi sucks chant. Here comes the Yeti. With the, and there's Perry Saturn just sitting on a little floating platform all by himself. Mm-hmm. What do you think about this set? Do you like the way this looks? I love it. Fans.
I thought it had a great look. Yes, I did. To have a floating, basically a floating ring is quite inventive. You know.
Is this David Crockett's handiwork?
Yeah, David Crockett would kind of supervise all this, but obviously he had people, but David was the one that they would go out and they would take a look at this place and they'd say, can we do it? And David would confer with some people and he would let Eric know, yes, we can do it. Yeah, this is all David Crockett here, buddy. But, you got to credit, obviously, a lot of other people, too. The key to being, here we go. The key to being good at what David was doing is having good people work underneath you, obviously. Good crew. But it's a crew that you put together, so you obviously take a lot of credit.
Goldberg coming out to the ring. And remember, this is March 16th, 1998. So this is before he won the world title. Let's track the entire thing just for old time's sake.
Okay.
From there, it said meathead. You see that? It's not fake feather. And
the card was bent when I was reading it.
Well, he doesn't want to do that. What's he thinking up here?
Of all people, why would you? Well,
He's going to pay for that immediately.
Goldberg just picked up Lodi like he was a fool.
Just
dropped him out of that big press slam.
Goldberg immediately after the big press slam slides a few shoulders in.
God, man.
And that one caught him up in the chest, up near the sternum. Goldberg. As he worked.
Doesn't look like we're going to have to wait long for the
Jackhammer.
Get him out. Get everybody out.
Hey, you know what? It's not for everybody. I understand why a lot of people don't love it, don't like him, and but That shit was over right there, man.
Damn right. And now everybody's attacking him, but you think that he gives a damn.
Oh, he ain't gonna sell nothing.
He ain't gonna sell shit. But guess what? He was told not to sell shit.
Don't worry, life would get better for Billy Kidman from there. He'd eventually go on to marry Tori Wilson.
But that one was for all of us because you married Tori Wilson. Now, I don't know what's worse, being speared by or being power slammed by Goldberg or having Van Hammer carry you off.
Oh, here comes Saturn.
Yeah.
You're gonna try it.
And he's almost daring Saturn to get in.
Whoa, what a random cut there. As Saturn's teasing getting in and takes his jacket off, you show replays. Look at this spear.
He just explodes into you, spears him right down.
That was fun, man.
Goldberg still not done with him. Picks him up, Billy. Gets that oxygen.
We have an extended replay here.
Replayed the entire match. At this point, they know something's going on with this guy, something special.
Permanent hibernation by one man, Goldberg. Goldberg is awesome. The undaunted win streak continues here on WCW Monday Nitro.
That Goldberg told El Nino to stay out of the panhandle Monday, and it did.
It's
El Nino, not El Nino, El Nino.
Yeah, but it's a living legend. Who gives a damn, right?
It's funny, El Nino. Well, by the way, things really started to heat up in this era. Your old pal Sean Waltman was at the center of a lot of the conversation.
Oh, okay.
The situation regarding Sean Waltman, if anything, got hotter over the past week with no explanation as to his firing other than Eric Bischoff was trying to send a message to Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Waltman, who had approximately 18 months left on a 3-year contract, was given his termination via a FedEx from WCW Vice President Nick Lambros on March the 9th. And immediately his agent Barry Bloom opened up negotiations with the World Wrestling Federation. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
And some hot news, perhaps the hottest news during this calendar year. Arguably, one of the greats in professional wrestling has apparently called it quits. He is gone. That story is breaking right now. We're doing research even as we speak, and we'll have that exclusive story for you tonight on the hotline. This one is a shocker, and to tell you the truth, I think WCW may be taking quite a severe hit with the departure of the gentleman I'm talking about. For all the details, pick up the phone right now and give me a call at 1-900-909-9900. Call the WCW hotline, 1-900-909-9900. For you folks in Canada, the number on the screen is the one you need to call. Right now, let's get you back to more action on Nitro.
Nitro, thanks a lot, Gene, continues to set the standard for professional wrestling all around the globe. And
Boy, do we ever. I think he was talking about Sean Waltman there, wasn't he?
He says as the week went on, there was no contact between the front office at WCW and Waltman, although Waltman had been told by Nash that Bischoff had agreed to quote-unquote make everything right. But this brought up another situation far larger than the situation with Waltman and the reality to the fantasy that many people have for the short-term future of the business in this country amongst all the turmoil. Waltman's firing, with no apparent reason given other than he had the wrong friends at the wrong time, combined with the fact that Bischoff had fired him last year for about 1 hour after being mad about him pulling Ric Flair's tights down during a match, made him not only open negotiations with the WWF, but ready to go as a free agent. However, the WWF's offer to him was described as embarrassing, believed to represent a substantial cut in pay, at least when it came to the downside guarantee from his WCW deal. So this brings the business reality of a wrestler with a family and 2 children, even if he thought he could get a better push somewhere else, or had a very legitimate reason to be mad at management and thus wanted to go somewhere else, the decision-making process keeps them from avoiding the move. The bottom line is there may be 1 or 2 wrestlers so mad they'd be willing to take a massive pay cut to get out of WCW, and there may even be 1 or 2 who, because the WWF sees major potential in them, would be offered something in the same ballpark as to what they're making. But as a general rule, and every case is different, and Waltman's case for many reasons is clearly unique, you aren't going to see many wrestlers, at least those with families, jump to a new job when the new offer isn't even in the competitive ballpark. I mean, I think that's that's just the reality of where wrestling is right now too. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I did a poll the other day because we had a bit of an argument in our group chat. I got some idiots in there, and you know that. But some of these idiots are like, well, I don't care what they pay. I would just want to have creative freedom. And I'm like, well, then that's a hobby to you, bro. Because you don't work where you work right now for the creative freedom. You work where you work right now because of what they pay you.
Right.
And I think sometimes we as wrestling fans get so caught up in the creative and our fandom that we forget this is what this guy does for an income. You know, he buys a house with this and pays for supper for his family and pays the light bill. That stuff matters. We can say it doesn't because it doesn't matter because it's not your money. But when it's somebody else's life, it definitely matters.
Yeah.
So I did a poll. JR always says it comes down to 2 C's in wrestling, cash and creative. So what's more important, cash or creative? Cash won 2 votes to 1. So 2 out of 3 folks voted cash. Only 1 out of 3 voted creative. Yet whenever we take to social media, that's all we see is complaints about creative. So because it's not their cash. So there you go.
That's right. So let me advise you that whomever in this wacko poll that you did, whoever voted for creative, kick them out of your text chain. Have nothing to do with him anymore.
Well, no, listen, the world needs idiots, you know?
Yeah, okay, I get it. You can go with creative if you have already established yourself with, as we say, fuck you money.
Yes, that's it.
Right.
So see, a lot of guys in the comments tried to get cute and say, well, good creative leads to a great cash. No, it doesn't. ECW had great creative. Didn't lead to a bunch of cash.
That's right.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of really good stuff out there that didn't necessarily lead to a whole bunch of cash. Look at how great the Rock and Roll Express were in 1986.
Right.
Great talent, booked phenomenally well. Didn't lead to a bunch of cash.
No.
You're worth what you negotiate. And so that's a key to life for everybody listening who's not sure about how all this works and comes together. You're going to get paid what you negotiate. And I don't know what's happening, but the rumors are, hey, Cody's going here, Cody's going there. If you're listening to this and you think Cody's going to WWE to be Stardust, you're fucking out of your mind. There's no way he's doing that. But if you think he's going to be compensated to the level of Stardust, you're also out of your fucking mind. Let's go back and think about when Bill Watts came into WCW and he tried to give a big pay cut to Brian Pillman. If you don't renegotiate this deal, I'm going to beat you every night. What did Brian say? I'm going to be the highest paid jobber in the history of wrestling.
Right.
He's there not to play grab ass with his friends and chase his wrestling dream. Yes, you know what his wrestling dream was? To buy a house, take care of his family, make more money. Yeah, he liked the idea of being in the business. He wanted to do that. He wanted to perform for fans. He wanted to travel the world. He wanted to. But in the end, wins and losses matter more than 1099s? No, sir.
Not at all.
Not reality.
Never will.
Now, don't get me wrong. You talk to a guy like Hulk Hogan, and he says, okay, it's a work, but it's very real that the guy on top makes the most money. The champion makes the most money. Okay, fair enough. But that was then when you're paid on the house. This is now where it's all guaranteed. I'd be willing to bet Adam Page is not making more money now that he's the champ than he was before. I don't know that, but I'm just guessing.
Oh, I'm sure he's not either. I don't know the contracts either. But I mean, we're all just kind of we're all players. Look at that Dragon Sleeper. We're all players in this.
Yes.
And
but fans sometimes think, no, if I can't be the quarterback, what?
Yeah.
You don't have to be the quarterback. I mean, listen, Dolph Ziggler, for instance, just won the NXT title, and I'm glad he's getting to try something new. But dude, that dude's been there forever. He made millions and millions and millions of dollars and got to live his dream.
Right.
And people are like, oh, he took a demotion. He's wrestling in front of fans. He's doing what he loves. He's making a bunch of money.
Took a demotion.
What the fuck? Are you silly? Come on now. Are you drinking? What's going on?
I've said it before, and I stand by this comment. Mark Madden asked me one time, he said, what is the most dangerous thing on earth? And I said, it's Twitter, because it's given a voice to idiots. And it has.
Not the most dangerous thing.
Yeah, to me it is.
Lois pissed off is the most dangerous thing.
That's pretty damn dangerous, too.
By the way, WCW broke nearly every company and cable record on this show we're watching right now.
Wow.
Show did a 5.58 rating, 4.83 for the first hour, 5.6 for the second hour, 6.30 for the third hour.
Wow.
They had an 8.48 share. It shattered the previous record of 5.10 set a month prior on February 16th. Rounded to a 5.6, it ties the modern day rating for any WCW broadcast set on March 27th, 1988, for the very first Clash of the Champions. That did a 5.6, headlined by the now famous Flair Sting 45-minute draw that helped catapult Sting to stardom. In the 80s, there were far fewer homes that were hooked on cable, and the actual ratings for wrestling were far higher than today's levels. As in 81, for the entire calendar year, the TV program Georgia Championship Wrestling is in the same time slot as today's WCW Saturday Night, and it averaged a 6.4 rating. Either way, though, what a success story here. Unopposed, because I guess they got the stupid-ass dog show on the other channel. So, big record here for y'all, even though you think it's over.
I think I think eventually it's over, but I don't think it's over right now.
You know what? I was wrong.
What?
We weren't preempted for the dog show. They were preempted for Moby Dick.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they did a mini series. They did 8.1 ratings. So USA beat that ass, but it wasn't with Raw. It was with Moby Dick.
Yeah.
So, a whale beat you.
Well, there you go. It happens. Just got to move on and get on the slip and slide and go even further down. This was our jam too. Listen, as you mentioned with Casio, kids at this age, right?
Yeah.
And obviously kids younger who are now, and even kids this age who are in their 40s or whatever. How old were you at this time?
I was about to turn. I was 16. I was a couple of months shy. I was 3 months shy of being 17.
Okay, so high school age, college age, this was our jam because of all the Nitro parties.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. It was a big deal. And you got to credit Eric with Nitro girls, Nitro parties. He knew how to do shit. Look at Chris Adams come in. Holy
How about
smokes.
that for a blast from the past? Let's track it.
Dave on the beach competed for the first crown and the title of Miss WCW Monday Nitro.
No, so you're teasing the girls later. By the way, 16 sellouts in a row here. This one sold out too. 2,000 fans, but 16 sellouts in a row. That's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's great business. Look at that. Pittsburgh, we saw a Florida Gator, an East Carolina.
Yeah, to your point, what you were just saying, pro wrestling is the hip thing on college campuses, and people come to spring break to see wrestling as a main attraction. The show had its atmosphere that was worth its weight in gold, and don't think the atmosphere of spring break wasn't a small part of the ratings record. Some very good wrestling, the expected star power, and soap opera. It had a memorable ring entrance and a horrible main event. Hey, just like WCW. They're not going to go very long here. 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yeah.
By the way, we just talked over Dave Finlay, who had quite the look coming to the ring here.
Yeah, and Ultimo Dragon, who was spectacular. Every time you see him, you go back and take a look at him, you think, wow, this guy was something else, man.
Ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was. So we're having the Miss Nitro thing here?
I think so.
Yeah, isn't this the Miss Nitro who, like...
That was the year prior.
Okay.
The one who fucked the kids.
Who got in trouble?
Yeah. That's what she did, though. She fucked the
Okay,
kids.
all right. That's more than we needed to know.
Well, I mean, she did, though.
Well, okay, she did. So that's more than we needed to know.
Okay, sorry.
So who's the first? Somebody's got to go into the pool
Yeah,
eventually.
Kevin Nash is going to do a cannonball.
Oh,
And I think Scott Steiner might actually get clotheslined over.
oh, very good.
about the New World Order. I understand that.
Hey, when I see Scott Norton now, you know what I think of? I think of Collision in Korea. I think of seeing him on there. Scott was and is legit tough guy.
Yeah, I would not want to mess with him.
No, he's in that Rick Steiner, Dr. Death Steve Williams, Haku range.
Bret Hart was supposed to be here at this show, but he missed it because he had to go to a city council meeting in Calgary.
What?
Yeah, they were trying to make a land deal that might affect the fate of his dad's house.
Okay.
Stu was suffering some financial problems. They decided to sell their Hart family mansion with the dungeon and the 2 acres.
Right.
They wanted to make it a clubhouse for a retirement community, and Stu and Helen could still live there. Meltzer would say the sale of the house, which is on the table but not finalized, could be avoided if Hart could sell 1.4 acres of land he owns to a developer for a proposed price of $700,000. He plans to build 15 homes on the site. The city has zoned that land as parkland, and it's only offered $25,000 for the land. With that sale looking at falling through to raise capital, Hart had agreed to sell the house. Both Diana Hart Smith and Bret Hart offered to buy the house at its same $500,000 price tag it had been offered for, but both were turned down by Stu for feeling like selling it to one member of the family would eventually end up causing more of a rift, and the house was too big for one family to maintain. Stu said in the Calgary Sun that 2 of his daughters aren't even talking to him because of the pending decision to sell the house outside of the family. He bought the 95-year-old mansion in 1951 and raised 12 kids there. In tradition, every Sunday for the 11 children and 35 grandchildren to get together for dinners. How about that? Feeding 46 every Sunday. It's a tall ask. It's also just like, I guess, any old Sunday at the Schiavone clan.
No, we never did go that far, but I get it when you have a big family wanting to try to take care of them. I understand that. I think we all do.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a great story. That really is. That's a great story. And that house was purchased in 1951.
Yep.
That was a year after the Rat Wars of 1950 in Alberta, Canada. Just give you a little history of Canada, where they eradicated all the rats.
Well, thankfully they didn't get them all in Texas, and Michael Hayes could still live. You know?
Yeah.
They had to walk so Hayes could run free, like a bird.
Hey, keep them rats around me. Hey.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Nails, Kevin Wackles? Because you met him here at Nitro. He was backstage.
I thought he was just like another one of the boys, right?
Oh, look at this.
Yikes. Cinnaburst had to be happy with this.
Hey, let me ask you something that was, man, some of these shots, I mean, a little gratuitous here. No, boy, Neil Pruitt had a blast shooting these, did he not?
Yes, he did.
This is more like a Girls Gone Wild thing and less like just a box of gum, just flinging it.
Holy smokes.
I mean, this is, wow. What are y'all doing?
Are these Nitro girls here?
No.
No, it's not. Okay.
Those are just regular ladies.
Oh, there's Miss Nitro. And Chris Canyon. Oh, look at that freaking goof. That ruined the whole thing. That ruined the entire video. Putting that freaking idiot next to Miss Nitro. God, now I'm pissed off.
You really hate Disco Inferno, don't you?
He's one of the worst.
You're not even saying that as a like kidding around.
Hello, Miss Nitro. We are going to go. Look at that Auburn hat. Yeah, that's right. Stick that Auburn hat out there, and then take it and stick it somewhere else. we are going to go, as you know, to Vegas for Dynamite, Rampage, and our pay-per-view. I ain't going anywhere near him. He is not welcome at our show. He is not welcome.
Has somebody else said that, or you're saying that?
I'm saying that. I'm telling you, if he goes backstage, I'm going to have him thrown out.
Oh, so you got that kind of power back there now?
I don't know if I do or not, but I'm going to give it a shot.
I thought y'all were all team players.
We are.
So why can't Disco come be on the team?
Okay, he's not, because he's worthless.
How's he working?
He thinks he knows all about the business. He doesn't know shit about the business.
You're being mean, rude, hurtful, inconsiderate. Man, how about the old Beverly Brothers here with a different look?
Yeah, man.
You know something I'm reading the Observer here I didn't know about.
That Disco sucks.
The Christian aspect of Mero's leaving WCW was totally misleading and blown out of proportion. Mero never said he was leaving WCW because of anything related to religion. When he left, it came out that shortly before he left, he got the program changed when he was managed by Kimberly because he claimed it confused his stepdaughter and went against his religion to be portrayed as being linked with another man's wife. He claimed Bischoff at the time he asked for the program to be changed made a remark about having to check with God every time they wanted to do an angle with him. Somehow that all got misconstrued. He was leaving for that reason, which he wasn't, because that program had already been changed and it was a dead issue. Bischoff and Mero left with a lot of heat because Mero tried to paint Bischoff as someone who ignored his religious beliefs, although he never said that was why he left, and actually said that wasn't why he left after people had tried to put Mero on a pedestal for leaving and standing up for his religious beliefs. He did portray himself and his family as being very religious, which given his current role and portrayal of his wife has raised more than a few eyebrows. Bischoff was hot at that portrayal of himself by Mero, and believe me, a lot of people have found Mero's position really hypocritical given the angles he's doing now. Most likely, the main reason Mero left was because McMahon offered a comparable, if not better deal than Bischoff, and also offered to make his wife a star, which would allow her to go on the road with him, and convinced him that he could make him into a major star. Did you ever hear that Mero wanted to leave for religious beliefs?
Yeah, I had heard that.
Wow. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I kind of rolled my eyes at that because you hear so much shit. But here's the thing that I think, and I've always thought this, and I don't think it's so much so now. As a matter of, with the exception of maybe, I don't know. I just don't think it's that way now. But back then, there was always the feeling that you could be a bigger star in the WWE, regardless of the numbers that we were doing, and we were doing better than them. There always was a thought that the WWE was the star maker.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So
still to this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
Because of their big footprint they have globally.
Yeah.
You can't really. I mean, we're doing great. Look, as you and I are talking, tickets went on sale for the Forum in LA. And we almost sold that thing smack dab out. So business is great for us, but we are not the global power that they are. So there's a feeling that when you go back and you think about who they made stars, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and I know I'm missing out on some. There's always the thought that if you started in WCW like Johnny B. Bad did, that if the money is equal, well, I'll have a chance to become a well-known, a better star marketing-wise on a global scale. So that's what I always thought. So when I heard about all this religion, all this stuff, I just, no, he just wants to do that. I just, so that was my thought on all this. And I like this Beverly Brothers against Davey Boy and how about this, man? Davey Boy and Jim the Anvil Neidhart no longer with us. It's amazing how time goes on.
You know something I just noticed? All of your champions are not former WWE talent. So like Jade Cargill, Adam Page, Britt Baker, Jurassic Express, Scorpio Sky, not former WWE guys.
That's important, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm just saying I wouldn't have thought that because I look and I see Adam Cole, Andrade, Billy Gunn, Bobby Fish, Bryan Danielson, Buddy Matthews, Cash Wheeler, Christian Cage. Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Hulk Cabana, although that was a hiccup, Dax Harwood, Dustin Rhodes. You know, there's so many guys there, whether it's the Jake Hagers or the Jeff Hardys or the Matt Hardys or the John Moxleys or Keith Lees. There's so many that came through WWE, but your champs are not. I just figured that out.
I think it's a great thing, and here's why I think it's a great thing, and I really believe this, and tell me if you feel you're wrong, and you guys listening probably have an opinion on this as well. I think that we're building our own champions, and you may say, well, they made a name for themselves in Ring of Honor and made a name for themselves on the independent circuit. I get that. But I think that we can do more. I think they'll be seen as our guys.
Yeah.
And not independent guys. But I still feel this. I still feel that there's a bigger audience out there than just the fans that follow independent wrestling.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and the WWE has proved that. And that's why sometimes I think, with the exception of Ring of Honor, I get it because we bought it, but I think sometimes we put too much stock in these guys have been 15 champions in 15 different promotions. What does that mean? You know?
Yeah.
But I get it. I mean, that's what they want me to say, and I make a big deal out of it. But sometimes I think that, you know, what's important is Hangman Adam Page is a world champion, and he's not, but we want him to be seen on a global level as homegrown. And listen, I work with MJF. I work with Shane Strickland. I work with Darby Allin at MLW, but we want them to be seen as our homegrown talent.
And right now, Bloom on the outside.
Well, on the national stage, they are.
Yes, there you go.
Way too much time.
We're seeing two other former national talents here. Actually, I guess all four. You know, the Beverly Brothers really made their name in the AWA, but then probably had their biggest run in the WWF. Now here they are to put over the British Bulldog and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Of course, they came after Brett was screwed at Survivor Series 1997.
Right.
Work.
You still think it's a work?
Yeah.
He goes out after him.
Bloom blocks it, putting the foot up, stopping the Bulldog.
I love the Bulldog. He was one of my favorites, too.
Yeah, man. He always looked so good. And for his size, could do so many great things. He wasn't just a strong guy with big power moves.
I mean, he's probably past his prime here, but you go back and you look at his early tag team stuff with Dynamite Kid. Those are some ass kickers, buddy.
Oh, my God. Dynamite Kid's a sad story, too.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Good hero shot. Cinnaburst. Man, Cinnaburst got a lot of... I don't know what they paid for this, man.
They got their money's worth, though.
They sure did. With that, all those girls chewing the gum, and none of us was looking at the gum at that time, but in that video, you could see them chewing the gum and stringing it out their mouth.
Tell us some spring break stories.
I don't have any spring break stories. I don't, with the exception of... Because, listen, I did exactly what I'm doing now. I went in, I stayed in a hotel, I went to the show, I went back, I flew out, I got out the first thing the next day, or drove back. I didn't party. I'm not like I'm as boring as they come. Maybe more boring than they come. I know that we stayed at that hotel right there that you see in that shot from the helicopter. I know that, but I can tell you this. I remember Mark Madden and I going out at South Padre Island, and it was marijuana in the air, man. It was heavy. And when Mark Madden smelled it, man, he went around. Who's smoking? Who's smoking? Who's smoking? It's almost like he wanted to toke. I was thinking, settle down, big guy. Oh, here we go. Nitro Girl Mania.
My goodness, let's track this.
Package Lex Luger. The Nitro Girls are here. Oh my! Anybody else want to say anything besides me?
Well, the poor little darlings must be chilly.
I guess they are. And the wind is whipping up off the coast here in the Gulf of Mexico. But they're having such a good time, the fans are, that that who's cold, Larry?
Not me.
Not me. And I tell you, later on, I know, Larry, you have some comments about Hollywood Hogan and the Macho Man.
I just love hearing your commentary. Is this your chunkiest version of Tony Schiavone that was on TV?
Yeah, had to be. Yeah.
But I do remember a man thousands of years ago named
Is this when Eric Bischoff was up your ass to lose 30 pounds?
No, I think that was a little bit later on. Although it might have been. I've gone up and down in my weight my entire life. It's not easy. It's a difficult thing. It really is. But I noticed in the Nitro girls there, Mrs. Shawn Michaels was there as well,
doing her thing.
She was just a wonderful woman. She was so friendly, so nice. Like my long hair, though.
It remains with World Championship Wrestling, Tony.
It remains with World Championship Wrestling.
And as we said, Diamond Dallas Page is still the United States Heavyweight Champion. And we're going to see the other two men in that Triple Jeopardy match in just a few moments. Raven and Chris Benoit. Put that music before.
Wow. You get rid of most of my hair there, I would be Arn Anderson in 2022.
Wow.
Although I'm very big there, but I'm probably there half the size of Paul Heyman right now.
Why are you doing this?
What the show? You wanted us to do this show. This is spring break time.
Why are you saying mean things about our friends?
Oh, you got some friends in that paragraph?
You don't like Arn Anderson?
I love Arn Anderson,
but he's not your friend.
I love to give him a hard time, you know.
Paul Heyman's your friend, isn't he?
Oh, Jesus, no.
Oh, well, I like him.
Oh, good. I'm sure you are.
I'm friends with everybody, though.
Yeah. Did he try to go in with you to buy Ring of Honor with you?
No, but he did come to my wedding.
He did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
How would you know? You weren't fucking here.
But the reason I know is that you probably didn't have enough food for him.
Oh,
you probably just had like a little finger food and everything.
Well, I didn't. I had a full sit-down meal.
Did you have someone go through your house and then check everything was in place?
Rick's pretend wife at the time RSVP'd like a whole bunch of food. So we had a lot of extra. What?
That's good.
What?
Yeah, that's good. I like the way you kind of let that slide out. That was good. I like it.
Well, no, I didn't let it slide out. It was in USA Today.
What, that she was a pretend wife?
Yeah.
Well, we all knew that, but no one really.
This is in USA Today.
Okay.
In September 2018, the couple appeared to get married in a ceremony in Rosemary Beach, Florida. He live streamed part of it, showing up to the ceremony as the rap song Ric Flair Drip played. However, Flair and Barlow told people they were never legally married. Quote, "It was just a ceremony," Flair told the outlet. "We were never married." So I don't think
didn't we all know that?
I don't know that everybody knew that. I knew that.
I knew that. I thought most people knew that.
No.
Maybe not on a global scale. But
Here's the thing. What they're talking about is it represented a commitment to them. Their relationship's their relationship. And if he lived as man and wife with her and they're happy, then who gives a shit?
Right. Well, there you go. They didn't.
Certainly don't want to be the last.
I mean, you for instance, call Lois your wife.
Liz,
she ain't.
I apologize for everything that you've had to go through.
We don't bust your balls about it.
She's she's my sister, kind of.
Yeah,
really.
You've told me that she's like a sister wife.
Right.
Let's take a listen to what Bischoff's saying.
What's important is just like Hollywood said. You heard it earlier tonight. You all heard it. Yes, Hollywood had to beat you within an inch of your life for you to see the light. But what's important is you saw the light. Randy, welcome back. Oh, hold on, hold on. What do you mean, welcome back? I never left, Eric Bischoff. Here's the deal. When I did it uncensored, I didn't do it for you. And I certainly didn't do it for Hollywood Hogan. I did it for myself. I did it for life, for the entire NWO. You dig it? You understand that?
Let me make it real plain for you. And I want you to tell Hollywood this too. Stop it, brother. I'm gonna predict the future for you. I am gonna beat Sting for the World Heavyweight Championship belt. I am gonna control the NWO, and the NWO is gonna control the world. And then Hollywood Hogan is gonna know what it feels like to be at the bottom of the pecking order. You dig it? Oh, yeah!
Well, what we have is very apparent now, fans. A power struggle to run the NWO.
I think the reality.
It turns out that there really is going to be a power struggle, but it won't be between Savage and Hogan. It'll be Hogan and Nash. And supposedly somebody was thinking about stabbing somebody else. Covered that over on 83 Weeks.
You want to smart me up on that? Because I don't recall that.
Hogan thought he might have to stab Kevin Nash.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. There you know, backstage is out of control, right?
Ask Cody Rhodes about it at TV Wednesday.
I won't see Cody at TV on Wednesday.
Well, the internet said he's going back.
Did they really?
Yeah, the internet.
Are you serious? Did the internet say that?
Well, it's
I heard that the internet said he had signed and will be at WrestleMania. That's what I've heard. Oh God! But then again, I heard they didn't come to terms. Why do we?
Different every day, buddy.
It is different. It is. It's crazy.
I blame you personally.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about when all this crazy internet stuff got going.
Yeah.
I realized it was when you joined. Oh, let's take a look here.
Eastern Time, Sunday, March 22nd. That's this coming Sunday. We are going to be in Cincinnati at the.
So Raven's coming out to the ring here, stopping off to chat with the flock, who are just set up on that little floating piece of business there. What did you think of the flock?
Thought it was okay.
You didn't like it.
I liked Raven. What about me? I like Raven's mom.
Me my United States title.
We
all agree on that.
Somebody says.
Because of you and backstabbing, two-faced Diamond Dallas Page is still the champ. You're a brave and valiant warrior, Chris Benoit, but unfortunately for you, it is time for me to fulfill my destiny. Unfortunately for you, it is time for this feud to end. Unfortunately for you, you must feel the even flow. DDP, didn't have to be like this, Paige. It didn't have to be like this. You and I, we could have ruled wrestling together, side by side. But a long time ago, you deserted me. You turned your back on me. And now, there can be only one. I know the snake is out there watching, and I know that he'd want it this way. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
The snake is out there watching.
Yeah.
How about that line?
Was that Jake the Snake he was referencing?
Yeah. He says, before the match, Raven again brought up the snake, parentheses Jake Roberts, and they wouldn't be bringing up his name if he wasn't coming in. Hell, they don't even bring up Ric Flair or Bret Hart's name, and they are in. But of course, Jake did not come in. That would have been pretty cool, though.
That would have been pretty cool.
Why do you think they didn't bring him in?
Maybe they thought on a upper level, management level, that
he was doing crack.
Yeah, his skeletons were too much.
He wound up instead popping up in ECW. I remember that very well.
of Uncensored. It was that triple jeopardy matchup. What a physical.
I'm so glad that Jake's Jake now.
Oh man,
I mean, what a storyteller. You and he had so much fun on our podcast it's been a few months now.
Right.
DDP Snake Pit, which is a phenomenal video podcast. You can enjoy it anywhere you get your audio podcast, but check it out on YouTube. The video is fantastic. But just him, and you can just tell Jake's having a good time.
Yeah, he's so much fun when we have him backstage. He obviously has battled so much, and of course, with a variety of health problems that he's undergone over the past few years because of his lifestyle. But he has battled out of that, and he is not only doing well, but he is also just a great person to be around and a funny son of a bitch to be around. You know how much fun it is? And I don't do it enough when it's he and Arn Anderson and Billy Gunn and Dean Malenko.
Non-stop ball busting, I can only imagine.
Sitting back in the coach's room. I just want to sit back there and spend all day. Just good stuff. Well, I got things I got to do.
Like
Makeup chair, hair fixed, moisturize my face, check my nails out.
Tell the truth. How many times a week do you just go and smell somebody in the makeup chair's hair? See what kind of shampoo they use?
I don't do that.
Oh, I thought that was.
No, that's creepy shit. I don't do that.
Oh, somebody told me that's what you did.
Oh, I don't.
Okay. You ain't gotta get hot about it.
But well, then don't bring it up.
Oh, I don't. What was a sore spot?
Well, I like the makeup room for the gossip. Love it. Don't you love gossip? I like gossip. I like gossip when I'm actually hearing from someone. I don't like gossip when I'm reading it from a jerk online, because it could be anybody. It could say so-and-so from Huntsville, South Tennessee. And it could be just somebody from L.A. doing it. And
Lower Alabama.
It could be a bot. Yeah, Lower Alabama. Orange Beach and all that stuff. But just and that's why I enjoyed my time at Starbucks so much. The gossip that you heard from those people that worked there was just phenomenal.
Wait, you liked Starbucks for the gossip?
Yes, I did. It invigorated me just to hear just to hear people talk. I just love it.
Let's do some gossip right now.
Well, no, because you'll make up shit.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's not gossip that Tejo Khan is actually Tony Khan's uncle. That's a fact.
Yeah, no, that's not even gossip. That's a lie from Conrad Thompson.
How much fun did you have when Tony Khan got to announce that he was buying Ring of Honor and he couldn't wait to do the old "Shane's not here"? You had to be grinning ear to ear like, this kid's having so much fun right now.
He didn't say Shane's not here, because that's another Conrad Thompson lie. See, there's a difference.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said, I'm buying Ring of Honor.
You're saying he never said Shane?
No.
Yeah, he said Shane out of his mouth hole.
When? On camera?
Yeah. Well, standing fucking 3 inches from you dumb motherfucker.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that play here. There are lies by Conrad. There's gossip, and then there's gossip from the internet, and then there's these group of guys.
I'm listening.
These group of guys that pretend they're members of the wrestling media. What? Did you listen to? Did you happen to listen to the Post thing?
What is the Post thing?
What is it called? The wrestling. Where Tony talks to the media.
Oh yeah, the scrum, the media scrum.
The media scrum. Did you listen to that?
No.
Did you listen to some of those questions?
No. Take a listen to this.
I'm a huge fan, so you can imagine I'm very excited because today I signed a deal. I just became the new owner of Ring of Honor. Shane's not here. There's no Shane. It's me. And let me tell you something.
Got it. He did say that.
Well, why would I make that up, Tom?
Well, because you make shit up all the time, Conrad.
When?
All the time.
Name any time where I've ever.
Hey, Joe Khan. That's a lie.
Wait, you compare the two? You know, I mean, do you not? Santa Claus is real. There's another lie. You're fucking in a grown, well-adjusted human. You should know the difference. Yeah. Why don't I just lie about that? So anyway, you told me before we clicked record that Shane McMahon starts this Wednesday, right?
No, see, that's a lie.
Oh.
Santa Claus is real.
You thought I would lie about that?
God, you know what? I completely missed that. That is so freaking hilarious. That is so hilarious. Oh, man, that's funny. It is. It's funny. It's funny based on all the bullshit you said leading up to that moment.
This is not personal. This is professional.
Yeah, and you're right, Larry, but it's very difficult, as you know.
Wild and wacky stuff, as Johnny Carson would have said.
Chris Benoit is having a hell of a match here with Raven.
Yeah, man.
I talked to a friend of ours the other day, and he told me he couldn't watch Chris Benoit matches. And he hasn't seen one since.
Wow.
I mean, I respect that stance. We got a lot of our listeners who do that too.
I get it. I actually get it.
I'm able to celebrate the, not celebrate, separate
Yes.
art from the artist, I think is the phrase.
Yeah, and so am I. And so am I. The people who can't watch these matches, I don't know if they're trying to make a statement or if they just can't.
Makes them feel weird.
themselves-
I mean, there's a chance it just
Hey,
makes them feel weird.
Yeah, I just can't bring themselves to watch it. I get that.
I can't believe that y'all invite Rebel in to cheer you on, though. That's pretty cool, man.
No, that's another one. That's the Easter Bunny is real.
I mean, we're going to ask her this weekend on, she does a happy hour every other week over at Ad Free Shows where you get drunk with Rebel and just ask her questions.
Yeah.
Well, I need somebody to ask her about, go, Tony, go. Go, Tony, go. You think she's ever looking for the hot tag? You think she yells, hit me with your finish, Tony? I was talking to Arn Anderson the other day about somebody who's no longer with us. He goes, what was the finish on that guy? Isn't that one of the greatest lines of all time? What was the finish on that guy? I love that line.
He hit me with a line backstage that I really can't say on the air, but I'll tell you.
Off air?
Off air. Remind me. It absolutely floored me.
Benoit may be close to being out cold here, guys.
When Benoit had him on the ropes at
Floored me and Jericho both. We were talking to him just in his, the dry wit.
The deadpan.
The deadpan dry wit. Yeah. He's got it.
Can I recommend a TV show to you as we're seeing Chris Benoit have a pretty kick-ass match here with Raven? Can I recommend a TV show?
Yes, go ahead.
Dropout.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's on Hulu.
Okay.
I think you'll enjoy it.
1, 2, 3, it's over.
How about this? Raven gets a win over Benoit.
I mean, I could argue that Raven's one of the more over characters in WCW here. Like as far as upward mobility and trajectory, I think it's probably Goldberg and then Raven. Sarah, as far as who's going to be the next, you know what I mean?
We put a lot of time into his character.
Yeah.
So on that level, you're exactly right. I'm not so sure about everybody that he surrounded himself with. It's like like the NWO got too big. It looks like Raven's flock's getting too big when they bring in Ron Reese. May he rest in peace. It's like and then
wait. What happened to Ron?
He's dead. He passed away.
When?
God, wasn't that long ago?
No, buddy. He's fine. He just delivered wine to my house. He's normal human. Still with us. He's 51.
I thought he was dead.
You thought the Yeti was dead?
Yeah, no, he is alive.
Yeah, he's
Somebody said
he
somebody
lives right up
said
the road from you.
somebody said Ron Reese passed away, but here he is, 51 years of age.
Somebody lied.
Somebody did lie to me. I said, no, really, the Yeti's dead? Or the Yeti's dead?
Well, the character probably is.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like a word. It's like Hulk Hogan gets carried below his penis.
Oh.
Wait, do you mean I just slept with Yeti? That's right, ma'am. Ron was never here, but the Yeti was. That's why he did butt stuff. Dude,
You really need to go to church.
the gimmicks. I'm trying to do what I can to make this show entertaining.
Okay, you're doing great. There's Rebecca again.
You love her.
I do. She was such a nice girl. I mean, really, truly, just a nice woman.
You know she won't talk to you now.
I'm sure she will if I.
No, she will not.
Why is that?
I have it on good authority that everyone in WWE has been told to not contact you or have any conversation. They can't be seen gallivanting around with you.
Well, you know what this week is?
What?
St. Patrick's week, and the Leprechauns will be out too. They're for real. Here's Yuji Nagata.
Well, you do and you'll pay for it.
Not reaching out to any of those guys. What about Yuji, buddy?
You know, I just 2 days ago did something kind of fun.
Yeah.
I played the American Males theme song for Eric Bischoff.
Uh-huh.
Loved it. What? Friend of the show, former Damian Sandow, pointed out something great to us. The lyrics in this song. If they want to talk to you, you better not listen, or else you might wind up in critical condition.
American males, American males, American males. That's going to be later on tonight. You heard Sting, the world champion Lex Luger, together against the Macho Man and Hollywood Hogan. American males. They want to talk to you. You better not listen. You better wind up in critical condition. American males.
Was this Jimmy Hart song, wasn't it?
I swear to you, as soon as it started with that American Male ship. Oh, look at Ernest the Cat Miller here. Eric goes, Jimmy Hart song.
Yeah.
Me right away.
Right.
Ernest the Cat Miller has ankle wraps on, got the knee wraps on. Looks like he's got some Muay Thai type shorts. Not exactly, but close.
Right.
He's also got the MMA style gloves on.
Right.
This version of the Ernest the Cat Miller, this could have really gotten over.
Yeah, man. God, I liked Ernest.
Look at them abs. Oh, did I mention to you that Eric Bischoff's going to come hang out and spend a week with me?
With me?
Yeah.
At my house?
Well, he wants to see Ernest the Cat Miller, and he wants to see Cody, and he wants to see you. He really wants to see Lois. He's fired about hanging out with Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner. He kept going on and on and on about how much he wanted to spend time with Lois.
Yeah, I bet he did. And Lois would probably say the same thing.
I guess he was close to the ropes there. Referee calls for the break. Fortunate for Yuji Nagata.
Our Curtis is the referee assigned here.
So where's he going to stay when he comes to the Atlanta area?
A very polished professional wrestler, light on his feet, well-conditioned athlete.
Nah, sorry, don't do that. Don't give me his itinerary.
Stiff hand underneath
Don't
the
put
chin
it
that
out
time.
there.
Almost I thought it
Let
got
it
him in
be
the
private.
windpipe, but no warning there from the
I
referee.
know you're one to give out private information. But Yuji Nagata, man. Just
Marietta, Georgia, 30062.
Okay, that's not anywhere near where I live.
Oh, really?
That's not.
Okay.
Now,
Hey, by the way, are you going to
I'll
make
tell
that
you-
new
I'll tell you
thing where you mock me during the commercial reads? Because I made it all the way through the first one and didn't break it all.
Okay.
But on the second one, you got me a little.
Oh, really?
Was that your new thing? Like you're just going to try to mess with me the whole time?
No, I'm just feeling good. Just feeling good. We're not taping early in the morning, you know?
I wish we were.
Really?
I prefer taping early in the morning.
Okay, well, we can do whatever you want.
I couldn't today because I had to tape stupid ass Eric Bischoff this morning.
Is he staying near Roswell, Georgia? 30075?
No.
Screaming, Randy, I've got an idea. I think that Bischoff's going to try.
Well, there you go. And is he coming to your house soon?
They have to tonight.
No, he's going to meet me down at the beach. You know, you were invited and you decided to no-show me, as always. But yeah, we're going to be, as people listening to this, we're in Cape San Blas, Florida, which is right down the street from Fort St. Joe, which is right down the street from Mexico Beach, which is right down the street from Panama City Beach, where apparently there is no more Club La Vela.
Yep. That's what I've heard. I guess it was posted on social media that it's been torn down. You really like the beach, don't you?
I mean, I'm building a house down there, so yeah.
I know, but you really like it. I don't like the beach. I don't. I've never been a.
You don't like looks, or you don't like hanging out on it?
I don't like hanging out on it.
Well, that's okay, but you're allowed to look at it. It's sort of like now that you're married. I bet Rebel tells you that all the time.
Oh, stop it!
Look at it. Just look at it, Tony.
Oh, did you see that missed spot right there? Wow.
Look at it real close.
Okay. I just don't. I mean, you get sand everywhere. You get sand in your crotch. You get sand in your toes. You can't get it out. You get in your car, and then you got sand in it, and it's just like, and you get sunburned, and you age, and I just.
Buddy, I'm going to be in my house looking at the water.
Why don't you just take a? Why don't you have?
Why don't I have what? Tony,
you can do that. Yeah, how's the lake house coming?
It's awesome. I can't wait for you to see it.
It's done? It's ready to go?
No. It's getting close, though. You know, all the bathrooms are done, and all the hardwoods are done, and they're getting ready to paint. I had to do a little, change some stuff up on some of the fireplaces, but they're getting ready to get going on the pool now, so it's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. I think you'll like it so much that you'll actually want to come visit tomorrow.
I don't think I've been to your house since your birthday.
Yeah, it's been a while. I invited you to come for our party because this weekend is our 80s party.
Right, I know that.
And that's on the 19th.
Right.
Right up the road from us in Nashville is the Crockett Cup, night 1 and 2. Unfortunately, I think I'll wind up missing both because I forgot my sister-in-law is going to be in town on the 20th because WWE's coming to town. We got a SmackDown house show right up the road, literally on the street I live off of. So I might do that. And check out the Nitro Girls. They're getting tons of play here, but I guess for a spring break show, kind of got to do that. Anyway, what would your costume have been if you came to an 80s party? What would you have dressed up as? What would you
I guess I would have found the JCP jacket.
Just going with the easy way, just really funny that. I get it.
Yeah. Well, what else can you? What do you dress up in, unless you're a guy? What else is there left? Leisure suit?
I'm gonna dress up like Richard Simmons.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a costume change. And then I'm gonna be dressed up like a member of Run DMC.
Ah, very cool. See? You think about things like this. I don't know. I could have been maybe get a big wig and be a member of Poison. How about that?
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen Pam and Tommy? Or Tommy and Pam? Or
I have no interest in that. No.
You don't want to see the talking penis?
No. I have no interest in
penis.
The talking penis.
Yep. Tommy actually talks to him.
Really?
Like the hole is his mouth. Starts talking.
Wow, that is. You know what? That is great TV. That is some great. Those writers should be proud of themselves. That is some great television.
You have an issue with that? Remember when y'all had Chucky the Doll challenge Steiner to a match?
See, I didn't write that either.
It was a show you were on. That's right.
Yeah, right.
And Scott Steiner.
But I did watch Mayor of Easttown. Did you see that on HBO Max?
Yeah, it was okay.
Have you
okay.
seen?
I didn't love it.
You seen Joe Pera Talks with You?
By the way, I think you mean Mayor of Kingstown, not Easttown.
No, it is Easttown.
Oh, so Mayor of Kingstown's what I watch. You're saying Easttown?
Mayor, M-A-R-E.
Oh, Mayor.
Easttown.
No, I'm not watching anything like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's with Kate
I'll never watch that.
Okay. You don't know what you're missing.
Can't wait to not watch that ever.
Okay.
Hey, did you go see the new Batman?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Good things about it. Not so good things about it.
Somebody said it's the best Batman movie ever, and without even seeing it yet, I said,
yeah.
Because the first one was pretty good in '89, and
Yes.
that Dark Knight was pretty hard to beat.
Yes. This is not. See the flash, the graphics as Bubba was walking to the ring.
What did it say?
They just popped in the graphic by mistake. I don't know what the hell happened. The technical director hit the wrong button. Anyway,
there's Big Papa Pump, the big bad booty daddy. He wore a goofy hat, but God, he looks like a cartoon character. He's so jacked right here.
It was not the best Batman ever, in my opinion.
Can you believe? I mean, when Eric Bischoff
Not
came out
even-
here at the beginning of the program and signed that
But
tag team match,
it had its good points.
firmly in his heart
Like
thought
Paul
that they were
Dano
back
as a
together
Riddler.
again. That is
Tremendous.
anything but the case, Mike. They are further apart than ever before.
But
They will be a
yeah.
tag
Oh,
team.
and
Well, that surely is an emotional situation.
Zoe
between Hogan
Kravitz
and Savage.
just absolutely
Bischoff put both men's
dominated
names
every
on
scene she
the
was in.
contract,
She
obviously
just-
without consulting Randy Savage. He thought that he was going to be able to bring them together.
But other than that, yeah.
Not certainly the case in the mind
saw
of
it,
Randy Savage from what we heard earlier.
and
Randy Savage, not only is
I'll
a
wait
man
till
and
it comes
man
out
of
on
law,
video to
and he
watch
is
it
a
again.
man
I won't
who
go
is
back to
out
the
to
theater.
prove a point.
Yeah, why would you go back to the theater?
I don't know. I went with Eddie Kingston, and Eddie had seen it once before.
Oh,
We want to
wow.
go see it again.
So Eddie dug it.
Yeah, me and Eddie and Jeff Jones and Eddie's girlfriend all went to see it.
How is Jeff Jones these days?
He's doing great.
Look what that does to World Championship Wrestling.
I know that, but what does it do to the pecking order of the NWO?
Look at that, man. Look how with ease he threw Bubba over.
Dude, like nothing.
Yeah.
Like he's not even really there. And by the way, this is actually called a pretty good match. Scott Steiner beat Ray Traylor with a camel clutch in 8 minutes and 25 seconds of a pretty good match. Both worked very hard. The highlight being Traylor clotheslining Steiner into the pool. They called that spot themselves, and the people backstage were freaking out because the pool deal was supposed to have been saved for Hall and Nash. Steiner came out of the pool all wet and got into the ring and wrestled, leaving water spots everywhere.
Wow. That's Scott Steiner for you, buddy.
Yeah.
He didn't give a damn about anybody.
By the way, the Ernest Miller Eugene Nagata match. Meltzer said this. Ernest Miller pinned Eugene Nagata in 4 minutes and 10 seconds with a spinning roundhouse kick off the top that missed by 14 inches. Both worked hard, but the crowd didn't care. Although overall, with the exception of this match, the crowd was tons more into the wrestling than it was last year, but they just came to see a few stars and they went silent during the wrestling matches. Miller's finisher is called the feliner, which has a very negative sound to it.
The feline.
Yep. Because he's the cat, you see.
I got that. I got that.
Here at Club La Vela. We are told we must take another commercial break.
Yeah.
As always,
You know what? I realized I might not have fallen out of favor as much as I thought.
What's that?
Sent a nice message to your boss the other day,
Yeah.
and I didn't get a response.
You did.
So that's unlike that's not our norm.
Yeah.
And then I talked to that nothing happening Jeff Jones.
we are witnessing
And I said, hey man, I think I must have pissed your boss off. He said, what do you mean? I said, I texted him, your response. That never happened. He's like, oh dude, he's just busier than ever. Don't take that personally. That's just him these days. I just got a response. So how about that?
That's great.
Maybe he's still on speaking terms with me.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised since he outbid you for Ring of Honor that
I'm a good sport about that. You will lie. There's a shirt available now. You will lie.
here we go.
There it is.
Steiner is in the pool. We have a winner. Give that man the Cupid doll.
I tell you, Scott Steiner slowly pulling himself out. as he landed in the pool. But to be very honest with you, that may not be a bad place to land. I'd rather land in the water than maybe crack my head against the side of the pool or something like that, guys.
Yeah, now look at him sliding around out there. It's going to be tough for him to maintain any kind of traction.
It sure is. It'll be tough for Ray Traylor to hold on to him as well. He pulls Scott Steiner to the ring post in the near side. Well, the tradition continues here on Nitro at Club La Vela during spring breakout. Oh,
Man, Ray Traylor can move as a big guy.
And Ray Traylor.
Dude, I can't wait to see all the water. I mean, his boots and everything.
You know why Scott Steiner called that spot? I'm sure he called it because he doesn't care. Who's gonna screw with Scott Steiner in the back, right?
Who's gonna tell him no?
Yeah, that's right. And he knows that.
Traylor sends Scott Steiner in. The big splash. Steiner wobbling an uppercut.
How about it was rare in this era for Meltzer to be complimentary of a Ray Traylor match, but it's happening.
High risk move from Ray Traylor, something we don't see very often.
No, you're right, Mike.
Why wasn't that complimentary? Ray Traylor did some great stuff, man. He just didn't like it.
No, he didn't like Dusty. He didn't like Hogan. He didn't like Dustin. He really liked Brett. He really liked Rick. He hated Sean.
Did you see the sign at Revolution that said this match is a 5-star, be 6-star if it was in Japan?
Yeah.
That popped me.
That's Bruce Pritchard's influence.
Oh. Buff and his stuff.
Well, he just made sure that Big Boss Man hit his stuff.
Sure did.
Oh, man. Speaking of stuff, I think Scott's got the stuff to pull this off.
Applies to everyone except Hogan and Savage. And off the top of the Frankensteiner. And that means the Steiner recliner, the submission hold, the version of the camel clutch.
And what is Bagwell doing in the ring?
He's got the belt. And Traylor says, yes, that's all.
Finally, just couldn't take it any longer.
Bagwell.
Boy,
I think he got out before the bell rang.
Bagwell was way early.
Yeah. Then he realized I shouldn't be here until the bell rings, or he, in theory, he could get disqualified. So what's the main event here that Meltzer didn't like?
You want to guess?
Hogan and somebody?
Well, you nailed it.
Hogan and somebody.
Actually, Sting is going to get to make his entrance by helicopter.
Oh, this is the Sting helicopter entrance.
Isn't that fun?
Oh, yeah, man.
It's only the second time you saw that, right?
Yes. How about Sting going through the tables at Revolution?
60, I mean,
yeah, I know.
63 years old and jumping off a shit. Meanwhile, you're too old to take Lois to Pound Town. You got to get your shit together.
I saw Sting in the backstage area, and afterwards I said, "You're crazy," and he patted me, said, "That one for you."
Looks like he's choking him out.
I said, "So what?" So I could say it's Sting, and he just laughed, kept on walking.
He's too cool for you. Look at that.
Yeah,
hat.
he is too.
Nobody was telling Scott Steiner you look like a fucking goof in that hat.
Nope, and nobody's telling.
How does my hat look?
Wet.
Oh, it's great. Do you have any more? Get them in more colors.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in the pool. Anybody got a problem with that?
Nope.
Title matches still to come, but before we go any further,
Can I tell you one of my favorite follows on Instagram now?
What's that?
An AEW talent.
Oh, okay.
Paige Van Zandt, former UFC fighter. I think she's got a big future in professional life.
I agree.
I think she's a no-brainer signing for them. I mean, think about that: 3 million viewers or 3 million followers as soon as she's announced. Obviously, she came in with a big resume from UFC. Didn't necessarily tear it up in the octagon, but Lord, as an influencer, you're going to get a whole lot more eyeballs on your product. Putting her on the team. Good for them.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it a lot.
with various choke slams. But then
I think
Kevin
she'll make
broke
the transition
baseball
very,
bat,
very well.
Another ball bat over the shoulder of
I would
the
be
giant.
surprised if
that's
she's
the
not
way
a
that he
featured spot on the
proves
program
that he
moving
is the
forward.
real giant.
Not
We
only
saw
that,
at
you
the
know,
very end, the
as we're taking a look at
giant in the
Uncensored,
ring himself,
there's also the fact that
The battle, the
we
big
have
battle continues between
what
these
I think
two
are
men,
some
Mike
great
Tenay.
Just another
people
case of
Oh,
revisionist
hell,
history on
sure.
the part of the
To
New
help
World Order,
her
claiming that Kevin Nash
great
is
coaches,
the true
let me put it
giant.
that way.
Kevin Nash found out firsthand last night at Uncensored that the
I mean, we
giant
got
was certainly not a
Malenko, we've
one-dimensional
got
athlete.
obviously you know who they are.
Also,
We got
as
Dustin,
we talked about
we
Hollywood
got Jerry
Hogan, the
Lynn.
Macho Man, Randy Savage, together tonight. We
Brian
also
Danielson
thought-
can help
we heard
out
also
and
from the
is
NWO
willing to help out.
during the same interview tonight that
And,
Hollywood Hogan, the Macho
Is your
Man,
mom
together
gonna be
once
able to
again.
help out?
But that's not the
Sanjay.
case. The Macho Man came out here, said that
is
eventually
my
he would
favorite.
become world champ, and he would
He is your.
take
Is he
over
just
the
your favorite
NWO
because he wears a
from
suit,
Hollywood
or
Hogan.
because
When
he's
you
very
have a battle,
knowledgeable about wrestling?
Because he's very knowledgeable about wrestling.
that is the most
You ever seen
bitter
him
battle
stuff?
that is not yet over between these two men.
No, I've never seen him
We can
wrestle.
weigh the decisions right
Really?
and left all
Yeah,
night,
I've never
all
seen
day
him
long.
wrestle.
What's going to happen is they're going to have to get in that ring, and we're going to have
But
to
I tell you
see
who I've seen
how good a
wrestle
man
and who I
Eric
love
Bischoff
being
is,
in
how good an
AEW.
arbitrator that man is. Can he have Macho Man? Can he have Hollywood
wait to
Hogan
hear.
work together as a
Jay
team,
Lethal.
work together for the benefit
Man,
of the
I
NWO?
can't wait till y'all
I don't
actually
think
start
anybody can
using
do
him.
this. They've never
He's
liked
so
each other,
good.
and they never
Yeah,
will.
I
But
agree.
they will be a
I
tag
would love
team
to do
tonight.
more
Make
stuff with
no
him.
mistake about
So
that.
funny.
Hollywood Hogan,
Great
Macho Man
wrestler,
Randy
but my
Savage,
God,
world
have you heard the
champion.
Flair
Let's say
and the
again,
Savage so
world
far?
champion
I've heard them
stands
both. Yeah, I heard them both
the total
even
package.
before he
Lex
was.
Luger, why not the Nitro Girls? We
I think
all
a couple
enjoy
years
that.
back
Out
you
there,
said you need to
giving
watch
us the
this.
ring,
Yeah.
giving us
And
a
I
chance
did,
to
and it was
talk
like,
about a
my
big
God.
day coming up this Friday.
The woo
And I
off
told-
him and Rick back in the day.
Oh, my favorite part of that was when he threw the jacket off and elbow dropped the jacket on the rampway.
I like when he used, you know, they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
And Jay as Rick goes something like, "You're gonna find out that jumping off is a whole lot harder than jumping on." And Flair got legitimately pissed. That's my line. That's my line. You don't get to use my shit on me. That's my line.
It is one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen in wrestling. Jay Lethal and Ric Flair going back and forth. Ever seen.
Think he's gonna stick around AEW, or y'all gonna use him more on Ring of Honor? If you had to guess?
I'm gonna be. I think I've said this last week. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I have no idea what Ring of Honor is bringing. What the plan is for Ring of Honor. Tony will not tell anybody. He may tell some people, but I'm not in
telling
that
you
group.
because you're a goof.
Yeah, could be.
Well, you know, Ian Riccaboni's coming to take your job.
Ian Riccaboni?
I have on good authority. All the other contracts
Right.
are expiring except his, and I think that's because they're planning to replace you.
Well, he's a good kid.
Yep.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have a problem if they wanted to use him to place him.
Well, that's good to hear.
I've had a great run.
I'll text him that you're ready.
I saw him on the beach earlier today.
Start the
Can't
tee.
him 3 times. You know the sand?
Anything
Talk
else real
to
quick?
Tony.
That's about it.
How can you
Sir,
blame him with this
ready.
Nitro party atmosphere? Whoa!
To take his job.
Listen. After a beautiful reconciliation last Thursday night, man,
Dog's hurting.
I was just compelled to go get your gift.
What's wrong? Oh wait,
Man,
we're
this is
talking
from
over
my
some
heart.
good stuff here.
It's from my heart, and I want you to wear this with a lot of pride, okay? A lot of Guerrero pride. I want you to have this, man, please. It's a gift. It's a gift from me to you.
He's got a black heart.
It's a T-shirt, isn't it? What does it
You know,
say?
don't you like it?
Something about my favorite wrestler.
No, wait a minute. What did we agree on? What is your bond? Is your word your bond? You said you were gonna do what I say. Now you lost the match. Now you gotta do what I say. So put it on, take your jacket off, wear it with pride, and go out there and win and do what you gotta do. Make me proud, son. I'm proud of you.
Chavo Guerrero Jr., man of his word. He is a man of his word.
It's a great shirt, great skit. I remember this so well. I think it says Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler on the front, and the back it says cheat to win. Is that right?
That's right.
My favorite wrestler is Eddie Guerrero, yeah. With a Y too, boys and girls. So everybody who says, "Oh no, it's EDDIE." lady had it airbrushed with a white. I might actually get that recreated at the beach. Maybe I can get some photos of that and take it in to Cape San Blas tent and canvas and get them to make me a t-shirt that looks just like that.
So you can put it on and sit in your room where nobody will see it.
No, I'm going to wear it around. I'm going to wear it on our Zooms. Did you think am I planning to die at the beach? I don't know what the deal is.
No, you said you're going to not get out of your room. You just
No. I didn't say that. I said there's something wrong with looking at it. Would you just look at it? Sometimes you go to the beach just to look at it.
Nothing wrong with that.
What's cool about Cape San Blas, if you've ever been to the Panhandle of Florida, like have you ever like taken your family on a beach vacation to like Destin or something like that?
Daytona.
Okay, well, if you're in the Panhandle, then the sun sets on the right as you're facing the ocean. So if you're right on the water, it goes down on the right. Now, what's cool in the Cape is the sun sets directly behind the ocean. So every night at sunset, you hang out on the porch. It's like appointment viewing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll make a note of it.
No, I know you'd rather watch motherfuckers fly around with rockets up their ass and pretend to fight crime. That's cooler than you than enjoying the splendor of what Jesus has given us.
After the Booker T victory, he went out and, well, there was payback after that matchup last night at Uncensored from uncle to nephew.
Well, you can talk about the victory, but I got to tell you about this guy. Right here, Booker T. This man, he has come into his own.
You're going to be at home watching the Jetsons.
And he will defend that title. He'll defend that belt anytime, any place against anyone. You got to give him credit for that.
That's right. That's one of the great things about
My God.
Meet George Jetson.
Look at Booker T here. That's like what if you drew a wrestler. He'd look like Booker T right here.
Yeah, man.
But Booker T has done exactly what he said he will
It's
do.
pretty cool to see his evolution too, because he went from being one half, and many would argue the best half, of the most decorated tag team in WCW history. More than the Road Warriors, more than the Midnights, more than the Rock and Rolls, more than the Nasties, more than the Road Warriors, more than the Steiners. It was the Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be TV champ. I think he's going to go US champ next, and then of course we know this whole shooting match comes to an end 3 years after this, almost to the day. Think about that, Tony.
Right.
This is March 16th, and 3 years and 10 days after this, it's all over.
That's what he's become, Mr. Offense in our sports. Snap married
Wow.
over.
And he would become a bitter man who hates everyone forever and ever. Amen.
I hung out with you, so I can't hate everyone.
Oh, you only hang out with me when it's a paid gig. You make paid appearances only, which is why you no-showed my wedding.
Right.
Had I booked you, if I'd have paid your appearance fee, you'd have came and done a fucking Nitro party in the back.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And I don't really like making many appearances anymore, as you know.
You continue to add confidence, and thus you can take
Oh, look, man.
like a power slam.
And maybe that's a benefit to winning the World's TV title, Tony. More chances at
Your mom.
high-profile matches. And Booker
My
T
mom?
has delivered.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Really?
Died in 1990.
What happened to it?
Congestive heart failure.
Oh, damn. How old was she?
She was 74.
We got to tell TMZ, this is breaking news.
Dad died in 1974 at age 65.
All you gotta do is hold his head under the water for a minute and a half.
In what year?
74.
Oh, my gosh. How old are you?
You know, we talk so much about the great veteran.
Well, I'm in my 60s, as you probably know, from listening to the open of the show.
Too many years in this sport. We have seen him really grow and develop over the
Feels
years.
like you're a
Chavo's
lot
gonna be
older.
champion one day. And that day may not be.
Well, it probably feels that way to you,
And when that happens, you're going to
because
see
you don't know any better.
Guerrero. Certainly, he's going to be a very
And as we have well established on the show,
as well.
you being a millennial,
That's a great point, too, Tony, because he's still in his 20s, really just 2 years as a professional wrestler. And I think sometimes that
What's your
Eddie
favorite
Guerrero,
beer?
a 10-year pro,
I don't drink beer anymore, but when I did, I drank Miller Lite only.
okay, well, there you go. That's pretty cool. I thought maybe you would have one of those fancy
nice drop kick executed
Michael
by Chavo
Boots.
Jr.
Oh, I'm not an asshole.
almond chocolate, citrus, IPA lager.
Periwinkle butthole juice.
Yeah, something like that.
can't expect them to just go so far.
Well, those
They're going to
have
go that
become,
extra step.
and I've got a
You're
son that
talking about the difference, though, from
brews
a
them,
pro
but
for
those
a
have become.
decade and a guy who realistically
Isn't it
just
crazy?
in his
Do you see?
year.
Are there brew pubs around?
Yeah, we got one. We got them at the lake now too, but there's a ton in Huntsville. Like Huntsville don't support shit. Like we're building this unbelievable amphitheater here. You got to see it, Tony. It's like out of a movie. It's so unbelievable. But supposedly all these big acts, and they're booking big acts. They've had soft ticket sales because, well, Huntsville just won't support anything. But I always told everybody, hey man, you want to get people in Huntsville to show up. You want to get all these engineers to show up. Park a bunch of food trucks out there and tell everybody you got IPAs. They're on the way.
Wow. Well, there you go. You know, you know what's surprising? In my days in doing minor league baseball back in the 80s,
He's got a chance to win in this one.
Do you really think? I mean, let's be honest with
I
each other
was
here, and I don't
in the
bring
Southern
the
League when
line
Huntsville
out this,
first
but
got his team, the
nevertheless,
Huntsville
singles
Stars. It
over
had to be
okay.
84, maybe 83.
If Eddie would have lost to
And they
Chavo
showed up like the
last
first
Thursday
year,
on Thunder,
and then that was it.
Would Eddie have reverted back to the honorable ways of the Guerrero family?
And now they
Do you
got the
believe he
Trash
would have kept
Pandas,
his
I
end of the
guess.
bargain? Answer quickly.
I wonder if they're supporting that in Huntsville.
No.
I believe you're right.
I mean, you know, they were supposed to open right at the beginning of the pandemic, and that didn't happen.
Right.
So we had this year, and it was okay, but I can't say that it was like a. I mean, I still think they're in the red.
Right. Probably so.
I could be wrong.
We'll have Jeff Jarrett buy them too.
Jeff Jarrett didn't buy anything.
Oh, it's a work.
No, not like Ric Flair's marriage. I mean, this. I'm just saying. This is. I mean, he is part of the owner, but I don't think he had. I think they wanted him for promotions and stuff.
Yeah, just figurehead, so to speak.
No, not Jack Tunney. Like I think he has skin in the game. I just don't know how profitable owning a minor league team is. So
it can't be much at all.
So if you're a minority owner in a minor league base, I mean that probably not huge, but I do think it allows him to put on his promoter hat because that dude knows how to promote now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You're right about minor league baseball teams. I mean, ever since MLB completely screwed up the minors, they probably wish
like I don't think in the modern era anybody became rich from running minor league baseball games. But I do think a lot of rich guys own minor league baseball teams. They just happen to be rich guys who made their money somewhere else and like this as a way to tinker.
Right.
Jeff Jarrett's one of those rich guys.
He's a tinker.
He likes to tinker. Speaking of tinkering, you know, we're tinkering today. We've got something kind of cool, especially for a mark-ass bitch like you. Well, you know, you're a trading card collector.
Yeah, but you called me a mark-ass bitch. Hot calling the kettle there, king of the marks, but go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you send me a baseball card for Christmas?
No. Go ahead. What were you saying?
We're doing a Jeff Hardy trading card. So there's a Jeff Hardy trading card, the first one that I think has ever been offered that wasn't WWE or TNA branded. I'm sure he's going to have an AEW one. But if you pre-order our pay-per-view event on Fight today, as people are listening to this, 3/16, you can go ahead and secure a Jeff Hardy trading card. And as you know, man, you send that thing off and you get it slabbed, it's already going to be rare because we're not selling them. We're not mass producing them. It's just for folks who pre-order. You get that thing graded, stick it in the safe. It's going to be worth some money one day. So it's happening at supershowlive.com. Myself, Eric Bischoff, Jeff Jarrett, unbelievably Jeff Hardy, and now William Regal will all be there. But this Jeff Hardy trading card, dude, first time something like that's happened. That's awesome. Don't even act like it's not impressive.
That is great.
I'm glad we agree.
You are branching out, buddy. And I'd like to say something here about William Regal. God, I love him.
I was wondering if we were going to bring it up or if you wanted to leave it alone.
No. Just do.
Well, let's do it. Let's talk about it. I love him.
Yeah, and that moment that he and I spent in the ring together on Dynamite is going to go down as one of my favorite moments in my career.
Monday and Thursday, followed by a pay-per-view once a month.
Didn't really expect it to go that way.
Is there time in anybody's life
Lord of mercy,
for anything else but wrestling?
No.
Who needs it?
He's meant so much
And Fargo.
to the
Look how lucky
business.
they are.
He's meant so much to
WCW coming
me.
Fargo. They watch it
He has
every
battled
week on
through
television,
some
and they
demons,
just got
as he
a trophy
well
6
mentioned.
months ago.
He's come out ahead,
Was on the end of that. Well,
and he's just a good
biggest
guy to be
man in
around.
Raven's flock,
And boy, is
no
he a
doubt.
great pickup
Reese
for AEW.
is his name, and he makes his way in. He gets a chance to do something that no one's been able to do.
And that's right.
Quite a while.
You want to comment?
I loved it. I thought it was a cool moment. I felt bad that he felt like he had to go apologize on Twitter because it kind of snuck up on me. I thought it was just going to be just another wrestling thing. I love he busted your balls about after all these years, you still haven't found a decent tailor.
Yeah.
Great stuff. But then, dude, when he got upset, like, that was real.
Yeah, it was real.
And that was awesome. Hey, speaking of real, here comes DDP. And this is what I would call the final version of DDP. When you and I first started doing this show, we were watching the old stuff, and he'd come out with a toothpick in his mouth, smoking a cigar and chewing gum and sunglasses and earrings. I mean, he had gimmicks on gimmicks on gimmicks. And now it's his own t-shirt, a vest, and blue jeans. And this is when DDP, to me, has reached like his peak of coolness.
Yeah.
And there is, according to you, the now deceased. I got to tell him. I need to text him right now.
Please, someone told me he was dead.
Slithered.
I'm gonna text him right now.
He slid all the way back to the ring and retained the U.S. title. Now,
He served.
Hey,
he
man. Sorry to hear you're dead. Tony just broke the news
on our podcast.
on our show. You were a swell guy.
You have to know that Raven sent Big Reese out to the ring for this matchup with
Sorry,
Diamond
you're
Dallas
dead.
Page. I'm sure with some pretty sound strategy and special instructions. Let's see if he can
If he can do that, but
fans want to let you know that Diamond Dallas Page.
We ought to have a moment on our podcast where we just call people.
The video.
You know, just random call people that we know and ask them if they're still alive.
Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's on.
well, now how can you be calling me? Tony Schiavone told me that you were dead.
When Stuck Mojo debuted that video that we saw recently on this program, where Raven and the flock interfered.
Who is this?
DDP was making a cameo appearance. Making a cameo appearance on
Well, you're
that video. And that'll be Wednesday, the 18th. MTV Live, Diamond Dallas Page.
Hey man, hope you're doing well. We're on the air, and I just put that on the air. Hope that's okay. But he just said, well, yeah. He said you were dead, and I said, no, he's not. And he's like, yeah. Somebody told me he's dead. I said, he's very much not dead. So I'm alive and humping. It's a new T-shirt. I'll call you later, man. Appreciate you. I'll do it. Thanks, man. So there you go, a little check-in.
Alive and humping.
Not dead, alive and humping.
That's tremendous. That is absolutely tremendous. Good guy.
But maybe you guys are right. He was here just to injure the man and not to win the U.S. title.
Certainly
That
looks to
popped
be the
me.
case to do the bidding of none other than the leader of the flock, Raven.
Well, didn't know how to kick the
He's
guy.
here to injure DDP further.
And I tell you, he may have done just
Didn't need to that size, right? Just step on him.
Correct.
To get in the ring with a man this size.
How's Dave Silva doing, by the way?
You know, he drove 17 hours.
Yeah, I had sent him. I'd sent him a thing on Sunday, and it was like, "Hey, dumbass, where's our cover art? Look him pop for the diamond cutter, man. You talking about a thing that was over? Look at the diamond cutter signs when he hit it.
It's the most over move in wrestling. Ron texts me after and says, the only thing dead is my wrestling career.
Tell him I know what that's like.
Tony says, what? Who else do you think is dead?
I don't know.
Hey, how about that group text we got earlier where somebody asked for a number and you were like, I ain't got that. I had it.
Good. Well, you got everybody's number.
I think that other party was like, what? How do you have it? I think I was trying to do the same thing they were trying to do.
You are the wrestling Rolodex is what you are.
Yeah, roll of something. Working on something pretty cool right now, Tony.
Good. Does it involve me?
I know that I can only get you involved if there's a check.
Right.
But for the right amount of money, I can put anything on your monitor and you'll say, this is the greatest night in the history of our great sport. And everybody wins.
Have you heard me say that on AEW yet?
I don't listen to AEW.
No, and yes, you do.
I turn the volume down unless I've sent you the word of the day. No, I don't.
You a fucking lie.
By the way, I really enjoyed the commentary when you guys were doing a pay-per-view the other night. And you referred to Taz as Stroke Daddy Jones. I mean, I've thought about that a lot since. I know I mentioned it earlier in the week, but Stroke Daddy Jones still gets me.
Did you pick up when JR said, what in the hell's wrong with you, Tony?
Yes.
That's a little inside thing that I will not go into that I do at the... There's Hoovy Juice, baby.
With no mask, because he's a damn good-looking man.
He is. Handsome. Little inside thing I do at the table. JR's not privy to it, so he was seeing me. He was watching me thinking, what is going on here?
By the way, Meltzer, he's going to be taking Juventud here. So going to be taking on Chris Jericho. And Meltzer says Jericho is carrying himself as a superstar. Let's watch the entrance here and track it. Okay?
In Denver, Colorado.
Oh, never mind. That's that terrible. There he is. This is my favorite Jericho. This is when he was about the Jerichoholics and Monday Night Jericho. It's amazing to think about. What if they would have went with him? What if Benoit never left? What if they would have went with Jericho? Would it have made a difference?
See, that's the great thing about WCW. There's always someone there. Well, as we said, Disco Inferno's going to be the box office.
Oh, let's track this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Jericho.
That was in the middle of a plug here. You think he cares?
Now let's get down. Let's go over the list of all the trophies I've accumulated over the last little while. We have Rey Mysterio Jr.'s knee. We have El Quasi's mask. We've got the Cruiserweight belt. And now we've got Dean Malenko's dignity, because after he lost his match to me yesterday, he took his ball and he went home. And of course, there's my future, which is so bright, I got to wear shades. I am going to be known for generations to come, not as an icon, not as a legend, but as a legacy. Yeah, legacy. My mom is going to be so proud of me. And Malenko, I'm going to take your Texas Cloverleaf, rechristen it the Jericho Maple Leaf, and make it hold 1005 just for you. Thank you.
He is beyond belief, guys.
Is he done?
Let me say once again, Disco Inferno will be at the box office this Friday in Mankato, Minnesota. Tickets go on sale for Tuesday, April 14th, and Duluth on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. at the deck.
Wait, you don't like you shilling for tickets? You're supposed to shill.
No, I had to say Disco Inferno's name.
Oh.
But you are right, and he was right about he will be a legend and a legacy, and he was right.
You checked a lot of boxes.
Checked a lot of those boxes, buddy.
Of Dean Malenko, Tony, and all the years
So what are you and Lois going to do for spring break?
When is spring break?
I love you. Because that is the joke, you see. For adults. I was talking to a friend of ours the other day.
Yeah.
He has a much younger girlfriend.
Okay.
Much. And so one day,
what's the... Go ahead and tell your story. I want to know the difference.
I don't know, but it's decades.
Oh, man. Okay.
So he calls to check in, and I can tell I'm on Bluetooth. He's driving. They're in the car.
Okay.
And he says to me, hey, yeah, I'm taking so-and-so here down to such and such. and we're going to make plans to do so-and-so. It was a trip he's referencing.
Okay.
And I said, oh, where are you taking her for spring break?
Oh my goodness, what a move. But here's a cover.
He about wrecked the car laughing and trying to fumble to get the phone off of Bluetooth. Because when you're an adult, spring break is not a phrase you use. It certainly does not designate a certain amount of time.
Right.
When you're an adult, spring break is no longer a thing because you got jobs and shit. But for him to be dating this younger gal, spring break just got all over him.
Got it.
Where y'all going for spring break? You could hear like the tire. Yeah, so stupid ass Dave Silva. You know, he's been over here in Alabama for a few years now.
Right.
His parents have come back to visit him here, or have come here a few times to visit.
Right.
And his wife went to visit her family once, but Dave and the kids have not been out to visit her family in a while.
Okay.
Since they left.
All right.
So he decided, hey, we're going to drive to visit them. Because there are no non-stops to San Antonio from here. So you'd have to like fly from Huntsville to Atlanta, Atlanta to San Antonio.
Got it.
And I don't think the kids have flown yet. And I don't think Dave is really keen on being in an airport with little fella. So they drove. And I said, how long will it take? And he said, 12, 13 hours tops. 17 hours. Took him 17 hours. He left here at 5:20 in the morning. He made it at 10:44 at night. 17 hours of driving to see his in-laws.
Oh, Lord. I knew he was on the road because I sent, I think this is what I was getting ready to say earlier. I sent him a text on Sunday, and I said, hey, you know, like I usually say, hey, dumbass.
Yeah, you're
where's
real
where's the cover art? He said, well, I'm on the road now. I'll get it to you as soon as possible. So I figured that he was.
Why did you need cover art on a Thursday?
That was on a Sunday.
He was not on the road then. That was a straight lie.
Oh, then he was.
He just drove yesterday, as you and I are recording. He drove yesterday. He's just a known liar.
He just,
Straight up, known liar.
Yeah. Well, there's a shirt available in probably his size called You Alive at lowestrules.com.
Hollywood Hogan, you're always outnumbered.
Seems to be the way
And that's a very large size.
Well, let's take a look at the sheer numbers here tonight.
Not because he's a big guy. His ego-wise.
Walking out with him. Savage walked out with Miss Elizabeth. 1-2.
Charles Robinson on the attack here. Look at that, buddy.
Look at that hair. He looks like a matinee idol.
But I tell you, the look on the face of
I mean, that thing, like I could see him like a Elvis Presley tribute band or something.
Yeah, staying right in place. You're right.
Signing the match, and then
you are correct, sir.
Turned right around and backfired on him.
Hey, so you know what? This show.
I know them both. I've known them both longer than you've known.
This show had a lot of pretty competitive matches, didn't it?
Yeah, it is a good show, and you know, you guys are unopposed because they're showing Moby Dick on the other side.
Right. Then we got Juventud and Jericho doing some good stuff. We saw Finlay and Ultimo Dragon.
Guerrero was great in this match, according to Dave Meltzer. But next up is maybe one of the more memorable moments. I think there's really probably 3 memorable things that happen on this show.
Okay.
Maybe 4. I consider the Eddie Guerrero T-shirt to be something I'll remember forever.
Okay.
So that counts. The Scott Steiner bump into the pool counts. Nash escaping the Giant by doing a cannonball into the pool. That's going to count. And then, of course, the helicopter Jones.
Right.
I want to mention, this is kind of fun.
Wow.
Meltzer would write this about Luger. Luger looks like a Greek statue, except a Greek statue has more wrestling moves.
Wow, man.
Didn't we say that earlier?
She's just third in the motion.
A back elbow.
It was pretty apparent who he didn't like.
I know you. What a counter into
That's
a
pretty
DDT.
rough.
I mean, he's just mean.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you believe Jericho escaped from that one?
I thought we had a
And
new
it kind of
champion.
No question.
kind of set the
there,
table
Brady.
for
We
mean
all
people
follow
on the
But
internet, didn't it?
Jericho
Well,
wants
if
to
Dave
fight
was this
again.
way back in '98,
Oh, wait.
What a matchup.
This wasn't on the internet. He printed this and mailed it to you in your mailbox.
well, they read it.
Disqualification. Charles Robinson says,
Here we go.
look at this. He's going to try
He's using the Texas cloverleaf, like he said. We are going to make it the Texas or make it the maple
He's
leaf.
referring to his Canadian tradition.
All right.
Yes. Joke.
He's got him cinched in pretty good. But he's lost the match. He's going to retain the title because of disqualification.
No way.
He just said what a terrible job that is.
No way. That's not going to be 1,005.
Man, he really came into his own here, did he not?
Yeah, he did. He even had the number of wins on the back of his trunks or his tights.
Juventud will get the win, although he will not be able
It's not
to
going to be
secure the title.
1,005.
No, he's. Malenko was calling himself the man of 1,000 holds.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Okay.
So he's the man of 1,000.
1,004.
Yes.
Coming up tonight, we're inching closer to Hollywood Hogan
Got it.
and the Macho Man against Wolf.
You know, you would think since you were there, helped write half of this, you'd remember it.
Yeah. There's a lot I do remember.
Let's
That
hear about
I
it.
don't.
All right, we are back
Come on. Here we go. Got a big moment coming up.
on WCW Monday Nitro.
Oh,
Only got about 20 minutes or so left in the show.
And friend and friend.
have I told you about your new favorite song?
Oh my goodness. The Nitro
Don't go
Girls
there.
at Club La Vela.
It's called
You know, we missed
Coochie Anthem.
Yeah. See, I knew it'd be something.
What? It's from Young Gravy.
I don't want to hear it. Don't play it. Don't
Wait.
play it.
You don't like this?
No.
Greg? Yeah, coach.
You know what's going to happen.
Hey.
You know what's going to happen, don't you?
You don't like that beat?
Steve Kaufman's going to have a conniption.
I don't fucking care what Steve Kaufman has a conniption about.
Yep. And then we won't be able to monetize what we're doing.
Well, you know, it would be easier to monetize it if you would give a damn and try to be entertaining. Then I don't have to play songs.
I don't want to hear those songs with those terrible lyrics that you always come up with.
Did you just hear? I mean, what sounded bad about that? That was a good beat.
Well, yeah. Good beat, right? Lyrics going to get you though.
This doesn't get any better than that. You're not kidding. Now look who's arrived.
I know. I'm an old guy. I get it. But I got you, young man. I know what you're going. I knew it. I know. It's going to have some really profanity-laced lyrics in there because that's what you like. Profanity. You need to get your ass to church on Sunday at the beach. I'm sure they got churches on the beach.
Well, I mean, I asked you when you're on pay-per-view if you go, and you said no. Why do I gotta go?
Well, I do go to church.
Hey, what'd you think of? Did you share all of my great ideas with AEW Creative and or Adam Cole about the Little Red Wagon?
I did not.
I thought for sure you were going to share the Trick or Treater line.
You know what? I thought about it because I thought it was funny, but I have a feeling that he's read it online
I didn't.
by then. And I just thought I wouldn't go there. Not only that, because I really like Adam.
Here we go.
Really
This is a cool spot.
Nice shirt. Go ahead, do your survey.
You dare me?
nice shirt.
Hey, yo. Somebody say something about spring break. Tell the party police there ain't no rules. So let's get to it. It's survey time. So is everybody here at spring break? Are you here to see WCW?
Or
Or is everybody here at spring break to see them? One more for the good guys.
I always like the way Kevin Nash held the microphone too. He tilts it up.
Hey, before I get into this, some of you guys out there, make sure you're nice to the fat girls over spring break, all right? They need a little loving too.
Wow.
You know, Paige just got done killing one giant here a couple of minutes ago. And last night, anybody that saw the pay-per-view, and there were millions, got a chance to see Moi, the big sexy giant killer, do a Mark McGuire imitation and knock him out. He knocked the man out. And you know the funny thing is, I ain't seen the giant all day, and I know he ain't got the guts to show up at spring break, because if he did, I'd give him the proverbial beating of his life. I dare you, Kev.
Feeling pretty good, aren't they?
So, Giant, if you're anywhere out there, I'm in a real good mood. Me and Scott want to give you a beating. Are you anywhere? Giant? Giant. Hey, Giant, that's your cue. Giant?
They were so freaking entertaining, weren't they?
Oh, Giant.
Hey, Giant, that's your cue.
He hasn't got enough to show up.
So here comes the Giant, who's a baby face, and they're booing him because Kevin Nash is cool.
And the neck brace is off.
The neck brace is off, but I tell you guys,
you know, you're lucky I got these flip-flops on, and boy, I'd give you a beating.
the Giant's coming out, but remember, both members of the Outsiders, the World Tag Team Champs, are there. Scott Hall's in the ring, telling Kevin Nash, go get it.
We saw what the Giant did a couple of months ago or weeks ago, just tore the ring down by himself. He can do it again.
This is exactly what you knew. Guys, you knew they didn't want any part of the Giant. Here he comes.
You know, Giants, you're lucky that I'm the 1998 Cannonball champion of spring break. I love it. Well, only here on Nitro.
I mean, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. This is fun and this is entertaining. But in your head, are they making light of wrestling? Is it too grab ass, or is it just good shit?
It's just good shit to me.
I think so too, but you know, there were a lot of people who were critical of the NWO in this era and said they did more harm than good, and I think those people are silly.
Yeah.
Oh wow, here we go.
And he's gonna go in to the
It would be NWO member number 3 to hit the water tonight.
I wonder if we can have that fish stuffed.
Well, I was wrong. It does float, doesn't it?
The world's biggest grouper.
It does float, doesn't it? Tony, how are your BMs lately?
I don't have a BMW anymore.
No, your bowel movement. Wait, you traded it in? Sold it?
Oh, I haven't had a BMW in a long time.
What'd you do with it?
I donated it.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So who else has high repair bills right now?
The WCW
Oh boy, Michael Buffer.
Nitro main
event tonight. It's Tag Team Superstars versus Tag Team Superstars. As the ongoing struggle for power, pride, and glory continues between WCW and NWO. Are you ready? Panama City, FLA, USA. Are you ready?
FLA USA.
Can you dip down this part?
With a sold-out, standing room only
Yeah.
crowd here tonight.
Dip it down.
And millions
All the way
watching
off?
around the world.
Yes.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I see. Because you're worried he's going to sue us too.
And
You know, Tony, why don't we just let you and Bromwell have a crack at this next week?
no, we're having a good time today. What's wrong with you?
No, it's fine.
Bring it back up.
No, fuck it, it's over.
No, man.
Anyway, next week we're going to be talking about Destination X 2010. You never saw it in a pay-per-view, did you? Besides
No, man.
In here?
Yeah, I really, really enjoy the stuff I've never seen. I really. So I look forward to this.
Is that what you told Rebel the first time? You know, I really enjoyed
So
it.
is this is Billy Gunn part of this?
We'll have Kazarian taking on the Amazing Red, Brian Kendrick, and Christopher Daniels in a ladder match.
Okay.
Then we'll have Tara take on Daphne. And we got Rob Terry and Magnus. We got the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. They're going to be taking on Generation Me, aka the Young Bucks, in an Ultimate X match.
Oh, wow.
The Band, which is Scott Hall and X-Pac, they're going to be taking on Eric Young and Kevin Nash. We'll have Doug Williams wrestling Shannon Moore for the X Division Championship. We've got Hernandez and Matt Morgan taking on Beer Money. Then we've got Kurt Angle working with Mr. Anderson. And then in our main event, it's AJ Styles, who has Ric Flair in his corner, taking on Abyss for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. That's all coming your way next week from the Impact Zone.
Wow.
Went down on March 21st, 2010. A lot of talent on that team. How about a very young Buck match? I mean, 12 years ago.
Man, I can't wait to see that. Really. And Amazing Red, who I've always loved, right? I've seen him before.
Like a cartoon character, man.
Man, he was. And I've asked about him too. I've asked Mark Quinn, who's a big supporter of his. I said, "Where is he?" He said, "He's just not around, man." If there's anybody that should get another shot, man, not him. So we got Hogan and Savage together as a team, right?
Let's track it because this is going to be fun.
No! We're going to have a fight right here, guys. These two men, the hatred runs so deep because it's ego-driven. What man is going to rule the New World Order? Hogan or Savage? That's what it comes down to. And they must coexist in a tag team war here tonight.
Not against just any tag team.
I don't think they can team. I don't think they can tag in and out.
And Bischoff's in the middle because he's the one that signed this matchup.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the ring, another tag team of superstars representing the honor of WCW. First, wearing black and weighing 261 pounds from the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. He's the man known for his spectacular physical condition, the man known as the master of the torture act of doom, the man known as the total package, Lex Luger.
Hey, Conrad, you want to say hello to Lois?
Hey, Lois, what's going on?
Hey, Conrad.
I can't believe Lois.
Not much. What are you doing?
We're excited to have you here. Thanks for being here.
Well, I can't see you.
I don't have him up yet.
He is professional wrestling's man of
I'm real. I exist.
Oh, there you are. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
I didn't expect a Lois run in today, but we're glad we got one.
Well, I'm 40 pounds lighter, so I'm going to show it off.
Well, congratulations dropping 40 pounds. You could have dropped like 180 anytime you wanted and kicked this turd to the road.
Well, he weighs more than that. But,
Oh.
yeah. Nope. I can't kick him to the road. I put up with him this long. Besides, I don't want to have to train anyone.
He's told us earlier in the program that he's looking forward to you making towns with him, and he's hoping that he can have a lumberjack match in y'all's room after the matches.
What the?
He told me.
You guys are sick.
No. He is sick, not me.
He told me
Yeah,
specifically he wanted Rebel to be on the outside, like pounding the bed like she would in the ring for the.
Wait.
Go,
He's lying
Tony,
because
go.
He just told me, was it earlier this morning or maybe it was yesterday evening, that he says, we're going to have sex before your next birthday because I am not going to lay a 70-year-old woman.
Well, I mean, is he saying that it's going to happen one more time ever?
Well, if he's going to get it, he better get it before I turn 70. And I turn 70 in April, so.
So the clock is
he's
ticking.
Desperate. Yeah, he's desperate. Yeah, so. I'll get him some lotion and a dirty book.
Okay. Meanwhile, back to the match. Here we go.
Hey, Lois,
are we talking over Sting's entrance here?
We did. Lois, what's your favorite Ed Asner movie?
Ed Asner movie. It's got to be his most recent appearance on a. As a voiceover, it would be Up, but he was on a one of those Hallmark movies.
No, he was on Dead to Me. Remember?
Dead to Me.
He was in the nursing home,
Oh.
and he was bitching about everything, which reminded me of you.
Oh. Why do you
Okay,
keep
so
him
let me
around?
Well, that just went over like a turd in a punch bowl. God.
I hope you never. I hope you don't. I hope you cut him off.
Yes, he did. What was it, your 60th birthday?
Remember Baltimore?
Yeah. So your Baltimore birthday. That's still the record.
Yeah, that was my. Never mind.
November of 2020.
Okay.
November of 2019.
Yes.
Is that when it was?
November
Oh my God.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last time I was on an airplane.
Wow, is that the secret? You get you on an airplane and you'll become more agreeable?
No, take me out of town.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you get back to your wrestling.
Okay.
Who's going to take Bug to the vet?
I'm gonna take him to that. I have time.
Okay.
All right.
All righty. Well, here you go.
right.
Nice talking with you.
Good talking
My love
to
the
you.
family. All
Have
righty.
a good
Bye,
night.
Conrad.
How about that? A Lois run-in.
How about that? Feeling good about herself. I told you, man. Really feeling good.
Man,
She just came back from physical therapy and everything. And meanwhile, Sting comes down from the helicopter.
dude, what a really cool entrance we had. But I much prefer the run-in from Lois because we got great news, man. You're gonna get laid at least one more time.
Let's not count that until it happens, okay?
I like that she even used the phrase, "He better get it before April." Like there's an expiration date.
Yeah, there is. She'll turn 70 on April 6th.
And in April, that's when you're like, that's enough.
Yeah, I told her I'd feel terrible about having sex with a lady that old.
Why?
Just would. Wrong thing.
I'm not going to have any concern with that.
Savage has got to get that corner and make the tag.
Oh, I'm sure you're not.
I don't think so either. But then again, Savage, he may not.
Well, what if you did a couple 35-year-olds instead?
Luger to the attack again, draping Savage over the rope.
How old is Rebel AEW?
Okay. Anyway, hey, so we got some really star power in this main event. And we have Lex Luger looking like a Greek statue.
But a Greek statue has more wrestling moves.
That's right.
I mean, but think about it. What a big match this was. Legitimately. Sting and Lex Luger against Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. You could argue these are the biggest stars of the WCW in the 80s, besides Ric Flair, and the biggest stars of the WWF. And here they are in the same ring in Club La Vela, where people are doing cocaine in the bathroom and butt chugging. Hey, did you ever do a keg stand? Was that something you ever tried?
No, I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
You know where you go upside down on a keg. And have you ever done a funnel?
No.
You ever shotgunned a beer?
I don't like beer, but the woman you just talked to, one of the greatest beer shooters ever.
What do you
She
mean?
can chug a beer. She can chug a beer as well as anyone I've ever been around.
Tony, how is that not
She-
paying dividends for you?
What's that?
That should be paying dividends for you.
Yeah, well, it's my life.
Spits right at Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
That's my life.
Even up on the ring apron.
Please, Eric, please get involved. We don't
Sting, man, I
want
like
to
that
see
hair, buddy.
Savage beat
Yeah, he's got good
right
hair
right
here.
guys. Payback
Yeah, he had
that
that.
you knew.
Corey Ryan Forster's wife would refer to him as Daddy with the good hair.
Payback
Daddy
that you
with the
knew
good
what
hair.
happened.
Yeah, she would not say that about Randy
Went
Savage.
down in the confines of the steel cage last night.
Ah, what a story. I didn't know there would be a woman out there who want to marry Corey Ryan Forster.
You know, this thing will
Yeah.
never be over between
Well, he's Daddy with the no hair.
Hogan until one of them's out.
Yeah, and no brains.
Oh my gosh, he's smart. He figured out how to turn a bootleg belt into a whole career.
Nailed him, caught him right between the eyes.
Does he still go shirtless on social media?
Yeah, I have him muted on everything.
I'm so glad
I
I'm
don't know. See if I
You could, have
figure-
him, you could have him muted, and then somebody would screenshot it and say, "Look at this idiot," and text it to you. You'd open up your phone and go, "God!"
So you don't want to see him shirtless? That's the issue.
No, I don't want to see him at all.
Okay.
Much
You
less
gotta,
shirtless.
you gotta get.
Hogan's walking. Hogan is walking on this.
No, make the tag valid. Did he validate the tag?
I think Savage just validated the tag.
Yeah, he just rolled Hogan in.
Man, Bischoff looked a little thicker there than normal too.
Yeah, I guess he did. Who we got? Oh, here we go.
Savage on the outside, rakes the eyes. Meanwhile, Hollywood Hogan got the offense going on the inside. Hollywood Hogan has sent his team right now in the driver's seat. How about this?
Hogan just throttling Luger with that chokehold.
They're gonna have a DQ here, I guess, maybe.
He's got to break the hold.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Nitro. Not gonna have a clean finish, of course.
Right.
When Hollywood Hogan goes in, Savage and Bischoff having some words on the outside as well. One of the most bizarre tag teams that we've ever seen. Tag team match that we've ever seen.
And bizarre tag teams.
How can you plan to move ahead? How can you plan getting a man to fight?
Who would you? Let's say you were gonna be in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Who would you want to tag with? You have to pick your own tag team partner, and who you take on.
Well, it's probably Sting. Maybe the Macho Man. Are you talking about of these four in here, or just anybody?
I mean, of anybody.
Okay. Oh, of anybody.
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough. Maybe. I don't know, Rick Steiner.
You want to tag with him?
Haku.
Savage rolled in by this man.
Probably Haku. I just sat back and watched the ass kicking begin. Although Haku was a pro, you know. Look at this man. Whoa. Is this the Brother Brudai version? Or
This is the
this is not
disciple.
the disciple. Okay.
This is the one Warrior's going to come in and mess up.
Oh, we got the Warrior coming. Oh, are we going to watch that, or have we watched it? I think we've watched it, haven't we?
Yeah, it was awful.
It was awful. And now the NWO has come out. They've thrown the match out.
And it's just a Pier 6 brawl, and you're going to hit that line.
Meanwhile, Hogan is fighting Savage.
We're out of time. See you live Thursday on Thunder. Good night from Panama City.
There you go.
There we go. Well,
So what do you think?
I'm glad we watched it. I really am. Good memories and bad memories. But I'm glad we watched it.
Well, I'm glad we watched it too, and I'm glad that sounds like sometime between now and April, you might
Don't count them chickens before they hatch, feller.
You don't think?
No.
I mean, are you gonna put any effort into it?
No.
Okay, well, maybe she'll just get you the lotion that you. Really
No, I got video games. I got my dog. Got books I got to read. Got shows I got to watch. My life is changed, drastically changed. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Just
You got
drastically
old.
Yeah, that's probably the answer. But I still feel young. I need to go out and go bike riding on the trail is what I need to do when the weather breaks. But as we're recording today, I've heard that there's a chance of snow in the area tonight, here in mid-March or early to mid-March. But anyway,
we're going to get, we got a few counties over here getting covered up with snow.
But I need to get out and get on that bike again. Boom, boom, boom. Not so worried about the Peloton that I got over my right shoulder, over my left shoulder. Got the drum kit, got my dog here. That's all I need. That's all I need. A couple of monsters. That's all I need. That's all I need. And this eyeglass cleaner. That's all I need. And this Sharpie. That's all I need. And this and these paper clips. That's all I need.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jerk. But unfortunately, it looks like it's about that time.
We are desperately out of time as we head towards April 6th in 2022. And the question is, will he or won't he? And the answer is, who fucking knows? We're desperately out of time. See you next week on What Happened When. We come to you Wednesdays on Cumulus, but on Mondays we come to you exclusively on
Patreon, patreon.com/WHW Monday. And of course, adfreeshows.com. Tony, look up Coochie Anthem because it's your new theme song. Because this is one more for the road, Daddy.